Chapter 1741. Night Sorrow raised his speed to the maximum. With the support of his level 4 domain, Night Sorrow's void steps was extremely fast. In a flash, he covered a distance. The two demon wing race emperors approached Night Sorrow and waved their sabers. Afterimage body. Night Sorrow used a combat technique that he hadn't used in a long time, afterimage body. Because the clone in Night Sorrow's body appeared, the number of afterimages created by the clone and the main body was so large that the two demon emperors couldn't distinguish which one was the real one. Night Sorrow's real body drew an arc, bypassing the two demon emperors and continued to rush towards the Nirvana Ocean Bridge. Night Sorrow wasn't afraid of fighting, but it wasn't suitable for him to do so now. He didn't know how many people were blocking his path. If he wanted to run, the other party would definitely try their best to kill him. It wasn't wise to fight to the death and exhaust himself. Using afterimage body, Night Sorrow deceived the two defending demon emperors. Then, with the support of his level 4 domain, he continued to fly with void steps. At this moment, they could see the speed of Night Sorrow and the two demon wing race emperors. The demon wing race had a pair of wings on their back. With the help of the wings, they were extremely fast. However, Night Sorrow had the spacetime attribute and the void steps, so his speed wasn't any slower than the demon wing race emperors. With Night Sorrow in front, the two demon wing race emperors couldn't catch up. They just maintained their original distance from Night Sorrow. With Night Sorrow in front, the two demon emperors chased after him. In the 9-domain world, Night Sorrow stood in front of the heaven-sealing palace. His aura was bursting out. He could feel his real body in Tianhuang region, so his battle intent was high. Night Sorrow, what's the situation? Sikong Chuyu and the others came to Night Sorrow's side. Lin Xian, and Datura were also there. 8 years. I've lived like a savage for 8 years. Now I'm on my way home. No matter how difficult it is, I'll come back. I'll kill whoever stands in my way. In Night Sorrow's eyes, there was something else beneath the fighting spirit. There was longing and even nostalgia, because many things had happened in the past 8 years. Although there is no Nirvana storm on the Nirvana Ocean Bridge, the Nirvana Divine Wind and Nirvana Ocean Waves are still there. There is a Nirvana tide that crosses the sky. Therefore, you have to test the waters and move forward. If you feel that it is not possible, then retreat, Lin Xianer said. There won't be such an opportunity. The demon-winged race has already dispatched a large number of monarchs to wait for me at the Nirvana Ocean Bridge. Today, I will fight to the death. As long as I don't die, I will definitely be able to go home, Night Sorrow said. What's going on? Lin Xianer was a little anxious. There are some things that you know. I killed Demon Throat's clone and also killed some of the demon-winged race in the Desolate Mountain. Now, they have dispatched a large number of people to search for me and block my way back. Therefore, this time, it's not just the Nirvana Divine Wind and the Nirvana Tide that is blocking my way. The main problem is the demon-winged race's monarchs, Night Sorrow said. Hearing Night Sorrow's words, Lin Xianer's expression turned solemn. This was because it was too difficult for Night Sorrow to return. Apart from the natural dangers, there was also the demon-winged race's monarchs. What was Night Sorrow's cultivation? He was an emperor. Therefore, Night Sorrow's return was a path of no return. It was a path of no return that could not return home. At the bridgehead of the Nirvana Ocean Bridge, Night Sorrow saw 3 demon-winged races monarchs. Ha! In order to deal with an emperor like me, the demon-winged race sent 5 monarchs in such a short distance. They really think highly of me. Let's see if you can keep me here today. Kill! Night Sorrow's clone appeared. Both he and his clone unleashed their level 4 domains and charged towards the monarchs that were blocking his way. At this moment, in the desolate mountain city, Lin Piaomiao told Lu Qi about this matter. She was going to pick up someone. She was a little anxious now because Night Sorrow's situation wasn't too good. She also knew about Night Sorrow's determination. In order to return, he was going to fight to the death. Lu Qi also knew the seriousness of the matter, but he couldn't make a decision on his own. It was the city lord's order to not pick up Night Sorrow. Countless years had passed, and the city lord didn't give orders easily. However, when an order was given, it was an ironclad order. This was because the city lord's order couldn't be wrong. He could only look for the Grand Elder first. After hearing Lu Qi's words, the Grand Elder immediately summoned the Council of Elders and 6 or 7 divination masters. Hurry up and do the divination. The Grand Elder roared at the divination masters. As the divination masters did the divination, an image appeared. Night Sorrow didn't destroy the image because he didn't have time. At this moment, he was fighting against 5 monarchs of the Demon Wing clan alone. Night Sorrow's main body and avatar were facing the 6 Imperial Emperors because one of the Imperial Emperors was fighting with his main body and avatar. At this moment, Night Sorrow's actual combat strength could be seen. In the area covered by his level 4 domain, he and his clone were fighting against the 6 monarchs of the Demon Wing clan. They weren't at a disadvantage in terms of speed and weren't at a disadvantage when facing Night Sorrow head-on. This was because Night Sorrow's level 4 domain had the void attribute and the ability to melt. Not only could the spacetime attribute increase his speed, but it could also slow down the opponent's speed. 2-star Emperor, level 4 domain, and he's not at a disadvantage when facing 6 monarchs. This is a true hero. The Grand Elder was a little excited. He was so excited that his beard was trembling. Grand Elder, there are 6 monarchs and he's only an emperor. Everyone, look, the Nirvana immortal wind is still wreaking havoc. If this continues, he won't be able to hold on. Emperor Tang also looked at the Grand Elder. Old bastard, you are a bunch of trash. If you don't dare to fight, I, Night Sorrow, dare to fight. If you have the ability, then keep hiding. Yi Shan sensed a divination skill looking in their direction, so he cursed. Emperor Tang rubbed his nose and turned his head to the side. Divination masters couldn't hear anything, but they could read the shape of the mouth. There were no rookies here. Naturally, they could tell what Night Sorrow was saying from the shape of his mouth. At this moment, Night Sorrow's long hair was fluttering. His battle robe was full of holes and he was barefoot. His body was overflowing with battle intent. Grand Elder, save him. Lin Piaomiao was a little anxious. Go. This is the City Lord's order. The City Lord's order is not wrong. Grand Elder growled. He was also anxious, but the City Lord's order was ironclad. What should we do? Lin Piaomiao paced back and forth anxiously. However, her eyes were fixed on the battle on the Nirvana Ocean Bridge. At this moment, the battle on the Nirvana Ocean Bridge had reached its climax. 6 people and 8 clones were led by Night Sorrow deeper into the Nirvana Ocean Bridge by more than 200,000 miles. At the beginning, Night Sorrow was worried that more experts from the Demon Wing race would join in. But at this point, Night Sorrow was sure that no other Demon Wing race would join in the battle. This was because they weren't far from the Heaven Desolate City. The Demon Wing Imperial Emperor knew this as well. Whether or not they could stop Yi Sorrow would depend on them. Therefore, the real battle had begun. It was like a white knife going in and a red knife coming out. There were only 5 Demon Wing races monarchs left. The monarch who fought with his clone had his head smashed by Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear. However, as a price, Night Sorrow's main body had a bloody wound on his chest. Blood splattered all over his tattered battle robe. Chapter 1742. Is this the result you want? Maybe both sides will suffer, or maybe both sides will perish together. Lin Piamia roared at the Grand Elder and the others. Grand Elder, should we change the situation and bring him back? Qin Qinjie's face was filled with anxiety. The Grand Elder gripped the armrest of his chair, his fingers digging into it. Don't bring him back. Carving out a path of blood and coming back alive is a crucial step in his growth. The human race needs such a young man. He also needs to take this step. A life of iron and blood has to start with iron and blood. Even if he dies, it's his fate. A voice sounded in the meeting hall. Hearing this voice, no one spoke because it was the voice of the Heavenly Desolation City Lord. Watch carefully. This is a path you haven't taken, but he will take it today. The voice sounded again, and then there was silence. The battle strength of the Demon Wing clan's monarchs was tyrannical, and many of them were fighting Night Sorrow alone. Night Sorrow was already injured, but as Night Sorrow was injured, another Demon Wing clan's monarch's head was smashed by Night Sorrow's hand. For more. Again. Night Sorrow's doppelganger's right leg was chopped. Although his body was tyrannical and his leg was not chopped off, the energy had broken his leg bone. However, he could still fly and fight. Ah! Lin Piamia waved her hand and smashed the table in the meeting hall. The fierce battle continued, but the battlefield was getting closer and closer to the Heavenly Desolation City. The remaining 4 Demon Wing clan's monarchs knew that they would die if they approached the Heavenly Desolation City, but they were not afraid now. They wanted to kill Night Sorrow before they died because they knew that Night Sorrow was the young elite of the human race and the future of the human race. If they didn't kill Night Sorrow, more Demon Wing clan's monarchs would die in his hands. With a loud explosion, another Demon Wing clan's monarch's head was pierced by Night Sorrow's blood-chilling evil punishing spear. Fight! Night Sorrow had already consumed more than half of his energy. The 3 monarchs of the Demon Wing clan were in a much better state than him. After all, their cultivation bases were deeper than Night Sorrow's. Although they were injured, they still had more energy than Night Sorrow. Old bastards! Remember this. If I come back alive, you'd better not provoke me. If you provoke me, I don't even need the Demon Wing clan to kill you. Night Sorrow roared. No one doubted Night Sorrow's words. Night Sorrow's cultivation was low, and the people here could easily crush him like an ant. However, no one could achieve such a soaring battle intent. Night Sorrow knew that if this continued, he would be the first to fall. Virtuous domain. Night Sorrow roared, and virtuous power burst forth and joined the domain. Immediately, Night Sorrow's domain was filled with mighty golden light. With the suppression of the domain, Night Sorrow's blood-chilling evil punishing spear erupted with offensive power. His main body and clone attacked at the same time, unleashing soul-extinguishing slash, spatial rend, and destruction true dragon incantation at the same time. This was an all-out attack. The 2 Demon Wing Imperial Emperors attacked by Night Sorrow failed to dodge due to their exhaustion and the Nirvana Tide's influence. They were killed by Night Sorrow. However, Night Sorrow was struck repeatedly. His main body had been punched in the back. Although it didn't shatter his body, the energy had penetrated his body and blasted open the right side of his chest. An arrow of blood shot out just like that. At the same time, his left knee had been slashed. Although the bone hadn't been shattered, his flesh and tendons had all been severed. Die! Night Sorrow roared. The Avatar's blood-curing evil punishing spear erupted with a golden light and shot out. This spear was overbearing and peerless. Night Sorrow's Avatar's energy had completely erupted. The blood-chilling evil-slaying spear pierced through the last Imperial Emperor's Dantian and nailed him to the Nirvana Ocean Bridge. At this time, Night Sorrow's domain was also unstable because he had consumed too much energy. Fortunately, these Demon Wing Imperial Emperors were all 4-star kings. They had all just entered the Imperial Emperor realm, so their combat strength was not ridiculously strong. Knight Sorrow knew that if there was a 5-star monarch or a 6-star monarch, he would be dead by now. After consuming the mystic stone elixir and spiritual liquid of origin, Yishang kept the blood-Kirin evil-slaying spear, the horns, storage rings, and weapons of the demon wing imperial emperors. His doppelganger merged with his true body and flew towards Tianhuang City. He couldn't hold on any longer. His energy couldn't keep up. The mystic stone elixir and spiritual liquid of life couldn't keep up with his consumption. He won. An emperor killed 5 imperial emperors. This is an eternal song. Emperor Tang was somewhat excited. This is simply a miracle. He's a 2-star monarch. Gu Qi was very excited. Activate the star formation and effect the nirvana tide. Let's go out and welcome him. Grand Elder was also very excited. Knight Sorrow flew on the Nirvana Ocean Bridge. He had to quickly reach Tianhuang City. He estimated that he could last for 15 minutes. There was still some distance to Tianhuang City. While Knight Sorrow was flying, the star formation of Tianhuang City began to activate. It borrowed the power of the stars in the sky to affect the Nirvana tide. The pressure on Yishang lessened as he flew. 15 minutes later, Yishang saw the heavenly desolate city. Look at the original version, chapter, section. This time, the city gates were opened. All the elders of the human race appeared. Some of the soldiers stationed in the city also appeared on both sides of the gate. There were also some commanders. Knight Sorrow landed 3,000 meters away from the desolate city. He could no longer fly due to the influence of the energy of the stars. He was still bleeding after landing. The tendons in his left leg were broken, so he had to drag his left leg forward step by step. It was rather difficult for him to walk. Every step he took would leave a bloody footprint, accompanied by the sound of his feet stepping on sand and stones. A path of blood, a true path of blood. Knight Sorrow left Tianhuang City in a white battle robe. His hair was neatly combed into a bun. However, at this moment, half of his face was covered by his long hair. There were many holes in his robe. He didn't have any battle boots. The tattered battle robe only covered the back of his feet. The vicissitudes of life and the blood-stained battle robe gave Knight Sorrow a biting cold aura. Knight Sorrow approached the city gate step by step. Lin Piaomiao flashed to Knight Sorrow's side and reached out to help Knight Sorrow. Sister Xian Er, I'll walk the way home myself. Knight Sorrow looked at Lin Piaomiao. Then, he shook his head and continued to walk towards the city gate. It was very quiet. Only the rustling of Knight Sorrow's feet could be heard. I'm here to bring you into Tianhuang City. The Grand Elder looked at Knight Sorrow and said. That's not necessary. You said I was a traitor of the human race and exiled me. Whether I was wronged or not, I, Knight Sorrow, will be the scapegoat. Have I given you enough of an explanation? Knight Sorrow asked. The Grand Elder wanted to say something, but he didn't know how to start. Chapter 1743. Sister Xian Er, take me to the teleportation array. I want to go home. Knight Sorrow ignored everyone and staggered into Tianhuang City. Okay. Let's go home. Lin Xian Er didn't care about the bloodstains on Knight Sorrow's body and reached out to support Knight Sorrow's shoulder. Wait. Since you've come to the place where Yan Wushuang died, you should talk about the human emperor's seal. Make it clear before you leave. Li Zongyuan blocked Knight Sorrow and Lin Xian Er's path. You want to know about the human emperor's seal? Then you can ask my master, the unparalleled sword emperor. However, because you haven't asked about him for many years, there's no one to ask now. If you want the human emperor's seal, it's simple. Go find it yourself. Knight Sorrow sneered. How dare you? This is Tianhuang City, the territory of the human race's Council of Elders. It's not a place where a brat like you can boast shamelessly. Li Zongyuan was furious. I know this is Tianhuang City, and I know how domineering you are. You can banish me once, and you can do it a second time. However, you have to give a suitable reason the second time, right? Night Sorrow pushed Lin Piaomiao away and stood up straight. His eyes under his messy hair shone brightly. He was now extremely disgusted by the words, human race's council of elders. This concerns the entire human race. There is a reason for banishing you, but why not banishing others? Li Zongyuan asked. Is that what you're saying? Killing someone without asking who is right or wrong can also give a reason. Because you deserve to be killed, why didn't we kill others? I don't want to talk to you now. Either you let me go, or you continue to banish me. Nodding to Lin Xian'er, his clone entered the clear sky pagoda and used the time to recover his injuries. At the same time, he also recovered his energy. Li Zongyuan, don't you think your words are unreasonable? You clearly know that banishing Night Sorrow last time was wrong, so what's the point of saying these words now? We humans win people over by virtue. What do you mean by what you said just now? Qin Chenjia said discontentedly. Everyone, calm down first. Let's not talk about anything else. Night Sorrow has just killed 5 emperors from the Demon Wing clan. That's a merit. If he wants to go back, then go back. We'll talk about other matters later. The Grand Elder pointed the coiling dragon spear at the ground and said. 2 hours later, Night Sorrow stood up and said, Elder Sister Xian, if you have time, please send me back. I don't know the teleportation route back home. Alright, let's go back first. It's good that we came back alive. Lin Piaomiao nodded, tears welling up in her eyes. The current Night's sorrow made her heart ache. It was too tragic. Sister Xian, I'm fine. Didn't I come back alive? Night Sorrow nodded at Lin Piaomiao. Everyone stepped aside and watched as Lin Piaomiao left with Night Sorrow. No one stopped her. Lin Piaomiao brought Night Sorrow onto the teleportation array and left. This is the courage of us humans. Seeing such a young man is equivalent to seeing the dawn of humanity. Emperor Tang said as he let out a sigh of relief. Humph. What can a person who doesn't see the big picture do? Li Zongyuan said. What bullsh****? If you see the big picture, you're awesome. Why don't you kill your way out? That's something. Show it to everyone. A man in black said. Great Demon King, what do you mean? Li Zongyuan looked at the man in black. You don't know what I mean. Then I'll be more direct. I don't like you. Is that clear enough? The man in black looked at Lin Fan with disdain. Can you put harmony and stability first in your heart? Li Zongyuan's face was ugly. If you don't have harmony in your heart and a stable view of the big picture, I'll test your combat strength first. Also, half of the people in Tianhuang City won't live well. The Great Demon King in black turned and left. Before he left, his eyes were full of disdain. Li Zongyuan didn't say anything, because he didn't want to be unlucky. He didn't want to provoke a thorn like the Great Demon King. No one knew what a crazy Great Demon King could do, and the Sky Extreme Saint Emperor was an example. Because the Great Demon King didn't like him, he didn't even dare to show his face now. During the teleportation, Night Sorrow's injuries were getting better. He had suffered some serious injuries in this battle and there was still the energy of the Demon Wing clan's emperor in his body. However, it didn't hurt him at all. In the 9-domain world, Night Sorrow's clone returned to the Heaven-Sealing Palace because the dust had settled. Chuyu, let's go to Ethereal City to welcome Night Sorrow. Lin Xian said to Sikong Chuyu and the others. Then, the group arrived at Star Moon Lake. Datura called for the upper echelons of the Chaos Domain to go to Ethereal City. When they arrived at Ethereal Empire, Lin Xian returned to her ethereal battle empress attire. Lin Piaomiao and the people of the Chaos Domain stood in front of the teleportation array and waited. Then, the elders and 7 palace lords of Ethereal Empire also arrived. They didn't know what was going on. When they arrived, Zhang Ning told them that Night Sorrow was coming back. This guy was exiled. He's very powerful to be able to fight his way back. Lin Qixing muttered. He faced the encirclement of 5 demon wing clans emperors alone and killed all of them. Someone like you will fall instantly in front of him. Lin Piaomiao said. Lin Piaomiao's words stunned the palace lords of Ethereal Empire. Lin Qixing was a 3-star monarch and was the strongest monarch in Ethereal Empire. Elder Luo, let the elders and palace lords of the City Lord Mansion take a look at this memory crystal ball later. Lin Piaomiao threw a crystal ball to Luo Yuandao. It was the scene of Night Sorrow's battle. Lin Piaomiao recorded the divination scene. She wasn't the only one. Many people had recorded it. Forever and forever free of charge. Look at too small, you said. After waiting for half a day, Night Sorrow and Lin Piaomiao appeared in front of the teleportation array. Seeing Night Sorrow, everyone who knew him had tears in their eyes. 13. Aoi threw herself into Night Sorrow's arms. 6th senior sister, I'm back. It's fine. Why is everyone here? I originally wanted to wash up before going back. I'm in such a sorry state now. Night Sorrow patted Aoi's back and said. Now you're a real man. Wu-Fing went up and patted Night Sorrow's shoulder. Then, the group arrived at Night Moon Manor. Night Sorrow went to take a shower first. He had to clean up. Yuandao, Zhang Ning, prepare for the Mishti dynasty. If Night Sorrow wants to fight, then we'll destroy the celestial sect first, Lin Piaomiao said. Okay, we'll help Night Sorrow take down the celestial sect. Zhang Ning nodded. If we don't help, Night Sorrow will be able to destroy the celestial sect. The main problem is territory. He has no one to take over, Lin Piaomiao said. After an hour, Night Sorrow came out after taking a bath. He didn't tie his hair into a bun. Instead, he simply tied it behind his neck with a silk ribbon. He wore a loose robe that reached the floor. However, as he walked, everyone saw that Night Sorrow wasn't wearing combat boots. He walked barefoot on the ground. 13. You don't have combat boots anymore? Yang Lei asked. Chapter 1744. Son of AB***tch, these animals. Yang Lei cursed. Looking at Night Sorrow's current state, she knew how much Night Sorrow had suffered. K\update the most hurry up, Night Sorrow, Ling Daoxiu from the Celestial Sect informed by Chu Yuan. When do you plan to attack? The troops are ready, Lin Piaomiao said. No hurry, they can't run away. I plan to rest for a few days, Night Sorrow said. Everyone knew that Night Sorrow needed some time alone, so they all left. Night Sorrow talked with his wives for a while. Looking at the early evening lights in Ethereal City, Night Sorrow left the Night Moon Villa and went to the Twilight Tea House. Chen Chen, who had been informed by the servants, went to Night Sorrow and gave him a hug. He patted Night Sorrow's shoulder heavily and did not say anything. Yishang entered the moon-admiring pavilion alone. He wanted to feel the calm moon. After making a pot of tea, Night Sorrow found that everything was still for a moment. Then, a middle-aged man appeared in the room. The middle-aged man was wearing a loose robe with a smile on his face. He still had short, lean hair. Tran Hung. Tran Hung, the writer of the Celestial Demon List. Brother Chin, you're here. Please take a seat. Night Sorrow stood up and invited Tran Hung to sit. I know you're back, so I came to see you. After a few years of training, you've become stronger. You're really strong inside. With an invincible heart, you're invincible. Tran Hung sat across from Night Sorrow. Thank you, Brother Tran Hung. I'm lucky that I didn't die. Night Sorrow muttered. The human patriarchs in the Tianhuang city are a mix of good and bad. You were exiled because of some people's selfishness, Tran Hung said after taking a sip of tea. If you know that being banished is wrong, you can at least bring me back, right? Just leave him outside and let him perish on his own. Yi Shan was angry. That was the order of the mayor of Tianhuang City. Don't think that he was trying to harm you. The mayor of Tianhuang City has a unique skill, the Great Prophecy spell, which can predict a person's fate. He must have thought that you would encounter difficulties but not die, so he made this decision. This is a training for you. You must have learned a lot, right? Tran Hung looked at Night Sorrow and said. Fortunately, there are some gains. Night Sorrow said after being stunned for a moment. There were some things that he didn't know, but he understood that Great Prophecy was definitely a heaven-defying skill. Ha! Some gains. Your body of virtue has made you an unprecedented virtuous emperor. Is the inheritance of the peerless sword emperor not precious? Also, keep the human emperor's seal well, Emperor Qin said to Yi Shang. Senior knows about this. Night Sorrow looked at Tran Hung in surprise. I told you not to call me senior, just call me Brother Qin. I know some things. You don't have to worry. The virtuous emperor's seal is yours. No one can take it away from you because you are the virtuous emperor. That is the power of the virtuous emperor. Tran Hung corrected Night Sorrow. Okay, Night Sorrow understands. Night Sorrow nodded. I came to find you for another matter. Mo Tianji's body is in your hands. What do you plan to do? Tran Hung looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Brother, you are omniscient. I didn't have to rush back and continue to find a place to cultivate. In Mount Tianhuang, I could just throw my spatial treasure into the ground and continue to hide. I risked my life to come back, but I was worried that Mo Tianji's body would be sensed by Mo Tianji and be taken back, Night Sorrow said. I understand. I'm just worried about how you will deal with this body. Tran Hung nodded at Night Sorrow. Brother, do you have any good ideas? Night Sorrow looked at Tran Hung and asked. Yes, I can help you destroy it. Or, you can find a place where they can't find it or take it back. Hiding it will bring you more benefits. We know in our hearts that we won't give it to them no matter what, but they don't know that. That's why their hands are tied. With this in hand, you will have the confidence to cheat others as you wish, Chen Huang said. Is that okay? Night Sorrow smiled. It's not the first time you've tricked people. If you want to negotiate, you can ask them to give you a greeting gift. Of course, you won't be satisfied with any greeting gift, right? Then let's not talk. Tran Hung said what Night Sorrow didn't dare to think. That's indeed possible. Before Big Brother came, I planned to send Mo Tianji's body to the 9 regions world to be suppressed, mainly because I was worried that there might be some kind of trump card hidden in this body. If she suddenly came back to life, my world would be turned upside down. Yi Shang expressed his concerns because of Guizhu's precedent. Take it out. Brother will help you seal it. Tran Hung nodded at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow brought Mo Tianji's body out of the 8-dragon cauldron. Mo Tianji looked like she was asleep. Her long white hair covered the ground. Tran Hung clasped his hands together and his fingers vibrated. A void array was formed. As he pressed his hands down, the void array merged into Mo Tianji's body. It's done. Her body doesn't have a soul. Brother has placed a seal on it. Other souls can't get close to her and won't occupy her body. In fact, she's afraid of death now. It won't take long for her to negotiate. Tran Hung said after placing a seal on her body. She's afraid. Night Sorrow asked after putting Imo Tianji's body into the 8-dragon cauldron. Of course she's afraid. She's more afraid than being destroyed. There are some things you don't understand. Also, don't hate the human race's sect elders. Good and bad things happen everywhere. You're a human. You can't change your outlook on life because of some people's wrongdoings, Tran Hung said. Brother, don't worry. I'm a human. I'll naturally do my best for the human race. Night Sorrow nodded. Tran Hung smiled at Night Sorrow and left. Everything in the Twilight Tea House returned to normal. After drinking a cup of tea, Night Sorrow returned to the Night Moon Villa and found Lin Xian. Night Sorrow told Lin Xian that Tran Hung had come to see him. Tran Hung is the creator of the Demon and God list. His abilities are monstrous. It's not surprising that he knows some things, Lin Xian said. Tran Hung said that Imo Tianji is afraid. I can't destroy this body. Why does he say that she's more afraid than being destroyed? Night Sorrow asked, puzzled. Her body has Tao aura. It's difficult for swords and sabers to hurt her. However, it's not difficult for an emperor to destroy it. What's more frightening than being destroyed is that she's afraid of being desecrated. She's a woman. If you're a villain and find a male beast to desecrate her, her Tao heart will be destroyed and she'll completely sink into depravity. Do you think she's not afraid? This might be the reason why the demon-winged clan sent so many people to stop you from coming back. Lin Xian said. Damn. That's a little despicable. I won't do that, Night Sorrow said after being stunned for a moment. You won't do it, but she's afraid. This is a war between races. They'll do anything, Lin Xian said. It seems that I'm still the center of this conflict. My cultivation isn't enough. Night Sorrow could imagine what he would face in the future. Chapter 1745. Son of AB *TCH, these animals. Yang lay cursed. Looking at Night Sorrow's current state, she knew how much Night Sorrow had suffered. Night Sorrow, Ling Daoxiu of the Celestial Sect informed by Chu Yuan. When do you plan to attack? Everyone is ready, Lin Piamyo said. No hurry, they can't run away. I plan to rest for a few days, Night Sorrow said. Everyone knew that Night Sorrow needed some time alone, so they all left. Night Sorrow talked with his wives for a while. Looking at the early evening lights in Ethereal City, Night Sorrow left the Night Moon Villa and went to the Twilight Tea House. Chen Chen, who had received the report from his servant, went to Night Sorrow and gave him a hug. He patted Night Sorrow's shoulder heavily and did not say anything. Yishang entered the moon-admiring pavilion alone. He wanted to feel the calm moon. After making a pot of tea, Night Sorrow found that everything was still for a moment. Then, a middle-aged man appeared in the room. The middle-aged man was wearing a loose robe and had a smile on his face. He still had short hair. Tran Hung. Tran Hung, the author of the Celestial Demon List. Brother Chin, you're here. Please take a seat. Night Sorrow stood up and invited Tran Hung to sit down. I know you're back, so I came to see you. After a few years of training, you've become stronger. A strong heart is really strong. With an invincible heart, you can be invincible in the world. Tran Hung sat opposite Night Sorrow. Thank you, Brother Tran Hung. I'm lucky that I didn't die. Night Sorrow muttered. The human patriarchs in the Tianhuang city are a mix of good and bad. You were exiled because of some people's selfishness, Tran Hung said after taking a sip of tea. If you know that being banished is wrong, you can at least bring me back, right? Just leave him outside and let him perish on his own. Yi Shan was angry. That was the order of the mayor of Tianhuang City. Don't think that he was trying to harm you. The mayor of Tianhuang City has a unique skill, the Great Prophecy spell, which can predict a person's fate. He must have thought that you would encounter difficulties but not die, so he made this decision. This is a training for you. You must have learned a lot, right? Tran Hung looked at Night Sorrow and said. Fortunately, there are some gains. Night Sorrow said after being stunned for a moment. There were some things that he didn't know, but he understood that great prophecy was definitely a heaven-defying skill. Ha! Some gains. Your body of virtue has made you an unprecedented virtuous emperor. Is the inheritance of the peerless sword emperor not precious? Also, keep the human emperor's seal well, Emperor Qin said to Yi Shang. Senior knows about this. Night Sorrow looked at Tran Hung in surprise. I told you not to call me senior, just call me Brother Qin. I know some things. You don't have to worry about it. Once the virtuous emperor is in your hands, it is yours. No one can take it away from you because you are the virtuous emperor. That is the power of the virtuous emperor. Tran Hung corrected Night Sorrow. Okay, Night Sorrow understands. Night Sorrow nodded. Tran Hung looked at Night Sorrow and asked, I came to find you for another matter. Mo Tianji's body is in your hands. This must be handled properly. What do you plan to do? Night Sorrow said. Brother, you are omniscient. I didn't have to rush back and continue to find a place to cultivate. In Mount Tianhuang, I could just throw my spatial treasure into the ground and continue to hide. I risked my life to come back, but I was worried that Mo Tianji's body would be sensed by Mo Tianji and snatched back. I understand. I just don't trust you to handle this body. Tran Hung nodded at Night Sorrow. Then, do you have any good ideas? Night Sorrow looked at Tran Hung and asked. Yes, I can help you destroy it. Or, you can find a place where they can't find or snatch it back. There are more benefits in hiding. We know in our hearts that we won't give it to them no matter what, but they don't know, so they will be restrained. With this in hand, you will have the confidence to trick people as you wish. Tran Hung said. That works. Night Sorrow smiled. It's not the first time you've tricked people. If you want to negotiate, you can ask them to give you a greeting gift. Of course, you won't be satisfied with any greeting gift, right? Then let's not talk. Tran Hung said what Night Sorrow didn't dare to think. That's true. Before you came, I planned to send Mo Tianji's body to the 9 regions world to be suppressed. I was mainly worried that there might be some kind of backup plan in this body. I don't want her to suddenly come back to life and turn my world upside down. Night Sorrow expressed his concerns because of Guizhu's precedent. Take it out. Brother will help you seal it. Tran Hung nodded at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow brought Mo Tianji's body out of the 8-dragon cauldron. Mo Tianji looked like she was asleep. Her long white hair covered the ground. Tran Hung put his hands together and his fingers shook. A void array was formed. As he pressed his hands down, the void array merged into Mo Tianji's body. It's done. She doesn't have a soul in her body. Brother has placed a seal so other souls can't get close to her and won't occupy her body. In fact, she's afraid of death now. It won't be long before she comes to negotiate. Tran Hung said after placing a seal on her body. She's afraid. Night Sorrow asked after putting Mo Tianji's body into the 8-dragon cauldron. Of course she's afraid. She's more afraid than being destroyed. There are some things you don't understand. Also, don't hate the human race's sect elders. Good and bad things happen everywhere. You're a human. You can't change your outlook on life because of some people's wrongdoings. Tran Hung said. Brother, don't worry. I'm a human. I'll naturally work for the human race. Night Sorrow nodded. Tran Hung smiled at Night Sorrow and left. Everything in the Twilight Tea House returned to normal. After drinking a cup of tea, Night Sorrow returned to the Night Moon Villa and found Lin Xian. Night Sorrow told Lin Xian that Tran Hung came to see him. Tran Hung is the author of the Celestial Demon List. His abilities are monstrous. It's not surprising that he knows some things. Lin Xian said. Tran Hung said that Imo Tianji is afraid. I can't destroy this body. Why does he say that she's more afraid than being destroyed? Night Sorrow asked, puzzled. Her body has Taoist rhymes. It's difficult to be injured by swords and blades. However, it's not difficult for an emperor to destroy it. What's more terrifying than being destroyed is that she's afraid of being desecrated. She's a woman. If you're a despicable person and find a male beast to desecrate her, her Taoist heart will be destroyed. She'll completely sink into depravity in the future. Don't you think she's afraid? This might be the reason why the Demon Wing clan sent so many people to stop you from coming back. Lin Xian said. Damn. That's a little despicable. I won't do that. Night Sorrow was stunned for a moment before saying. You won't do it, but she's afraid. This is a war between races. They'll do anything. Lin Xian said. It seems that I'm still the center of this conflict. My cultivation isn't enough. Night Sorrow could imagine what he would face in the future. Chapter 1746. The City Lord's order from the Great Elder was a signal, a trend. Because 7th Elder Lu Qi intended to give up his position as Elder of the Law Enforcement Clan, someone had to replace him. Originally, the replacement was to be chosen from the human clan elders, but Lu Qi had been supporting Lin Piamio recently. Everyone knew that it was just Lu Qi's personal opinion. Now that the City Lord had given the order, it meant that he approved of Lu Qi's arrangement and Lin Piamio's ability. In addition, the fact that the Great Demon King was following the Great Elder meant that the Great Demon King and the City Lord both intended for the Great Demon King to become the future Great Elder of the Great Demon King. Of course, this would take time, and it was something that had been arranged in advance. Grand Elder, what did the City Lord say about Night Sorrow? Emperor Tang asked. He makes his own decisions. He can do whatever he wants. It's the same in Tianhuang City, the Grand Elder said. He's hostile to us now. Are we not going to do anything when he comes to Tianhuang City and sets it on fire? Li Zongyuan was angry. If he sets it on fire, someone will put it out. We won't watch it burn. Without waiting for the Great Elder to speak, Lu Qi expressed his opinion. The City Lord's arrangement was very much to his liking. He knew Yi Shang's character very well. Although he was somewhat unruly, he did things with principles. Then I'll have to trouble you, Elder 7. Go to the Misty Dynasty and tell Elder Lin about this. You can also meet that bastard. The other party wants to negotiate. Let's see how he responds, the Great Elder said to Lu Qi. Grand Elder, don't worry. Lu Qi will do it well. Lu Qi nodded. Pu Luo, don't leave Tianhuang City for the time being. There are a lot of things to do. The Grand Elder looked at a young man in a plain white robe. The young man was called Pu Luo. He was a genius, a 1,000-year-old heavenly lord, and an emperor at 3,000 years old. He was now a law enforcement clan elder, but he usually didn't care about Tianhuang City's affairs. Pu Luo was very bright. He had a harmless smile on his face, but no one dared to look down on him. He had no weapons, only a pair of iron fists. Last time, when the Black Dragons attacked, Lu Qi blocked the Black Dragon King. The Black Dragon's elder was stopped by his pair of iron fists. After that, the meeting was adjourned. The crucial issue was settled with the 2 orders from the City Lord that the Grand Elder conveyed. The Grand Elder and Lu Qi left, but some of the elders were still sitting and chatting. Emperor Tang is still fine with Commander Lin. As long as you don't provoke her, she's still a very peaceful person. However, that great demon king has become a sect elder of the human race and is following the Grand Elder. He's going to be a nightmare for many people, Qin Qinjie said. That's a good thing. Some people need to be cautious when doing things. At the very least, they shouldn't cause trouble for others, Emperor Tang said with a smile. The main problem is that little bastard. Now that there's no restriction, he won't set things on fire, but he won't stop. Qin Qinjie was talking about Night Sorrow. Little Bastard was Night Sorrow's code name in Tianhuang City. No one said anything because Night Sorrow was scolding the old bastards. He was scolding the elders of the human race. No one could escape from his scolding. Qin Qinjie's words were a sore point for everyone. The human race elders present were all highly respected in their respective fields. None of them dared to call Qin Qinjie an old bastard. However, Yi Shang had called him an old bastard more than once. Night Sorrow returned to the nine-domain world and placed Imo Tianji's body at the bottom of the sky-ceiling Great Hall. He let the nine-domain origin use the world origin chi to suppress it. INC positive N version 1 and premiere. After that, Night Sorrow returned to the Night Moon Villa. His wife and parents were at the Night Moon Villa. There was no point for him to stay in the nine-domain world. Sikong Chuyu and the others held a family banquet to celebrate Night Sorrow's return. After the banquet, Night Sorrow entered the Clear Sky Pagoda to recover from his injuries. The Demon Wing Emperor had injured him and injected his chi into his body. He wanted to refine it. In the Clear Sky Pagoda, Night Sorrow began to recover. While Night Sorrow was recovering, Lu Qi went to the Misty Dynasty. He met Lin Piaomiao in the City Lord's mansion and told her about the decision of the City Lord. 5 days later, Elder 7 took a day to come. Night Sorrow is in seclusion to recover. I will call him out in 3 days. He can come to the desolate city in time. Lin Piaomiao thought for a moment and said. It took a day to get from the Misty Dynasty to the desolate city. All right. Piaomiao, you should persuade him. If people scold him, so be it. Some elders have lived for so long and have spent their lives fighting for the human race. They don't deserve to be scolded. Lu Qi said to Lin Piaomiao. He knew that the relationship between Lin Piaomiao and Night Sorrow was not ordinary. Lin Piaomiao nodded. She naturally understood. Many elders of the human race had sacrificed a lot for the stability of the human race. They had even hovered between life and death many times. Lin Piaomiao arranged for Lu Qi to stay in a VIP building in the Misty Dynasty Imperial City to wait for Night Sorrow to come out. With the time acceleration, it took 3 days in the real world but 5 months in the time acceleration. Night Sorrow used the power of merit to remove the foreign energy in his body. While Night Sorrow was studying the Horn of the Demon Wing clan, Lin Piaomiao went to the 9 Regions World's Heaven Sealing Hall to see Night Sorrow's clone. She told him about Lu Qi's visit and his purpose. Sister Xian Air, when you are outside the Clear Sky Pagoda, I will know when you shake it. I didn't expect the Demon Wing clan to be so restless. Let's first ask for a greeting gift and show some sincerity. Night Sorrow smiled. He didn't expect Tran Hung to be so accurate. The Demon Wing clan really came to negotiate. After informing Night Sorrow, Lin Piaomiao returned to the Night Moon Villa. When she returned, Night Sorrow had already come out of seclusion and had almost recovered. Yi Shang's avatar came out of seclusion. His original body continued to cultivate while his avatar brought some battle resources, the 9 regions origin beads and the human emperor's seal that were originally in his original body's spirit sea. He went to the VIP tower of the ethereal empire. Night Sorrow greets Elder. Night Sorrow saluted Lu Qi. Ha! I was worried that after you came, you would call me an old bastard. Then I would be embarrassed, Lu Qi said with a smile. How can that be? That is, when you are angry and have no motivation to complain to encourage yourself. Night Sorrow didn't know how to respond to Lu Chi's words. You were wrongly accused and exiled. As the elder in charge of discipline, I have an unshirkable responsibility. How about I treat you to a drink some other day? Lu Chi said. Elder, please don't say that. You make Night Sorrow blush with shame. Night Sorrow was indeed a little embarrassed because Lu Chi was very generous and had the demeanor of an elder. I believe Piao Miao has already told you my intentions. In the future, you can make decisions for your own matters. However, you are still young. If you don't trust others, you should discuss it with Piao Miao. Lu Chi looked at Lin Piao Miao. He knew that Night Sorrow believed Lin Piao Miao's words. I understand. Night Sorrow also looked at Lin Piao Miao. What a sensible little guy. If anyone in Tianhuang City calls you a little bastard in the future, I will be angry with them. Lu Chi was indeed very happy. He had been worried that Night Sorrow wouldn't be easy to communicate with. After chatting for a while, the three of them set off for Tianhuang City. Lu Chi told Night Sorrow about the city lord's orders. Isn't the city lord afraid that I will burn down by Zhong Yuan's residence? Night Sorrow asked. If you want to burn it, then so be it. The Elder Council is already prepared to put out the fire. Lu Chi didn't refute Night Sorrow's words. This made Night Sorrow a little surprised. After expanding Tianhuang City, Lu Chi found a courtyard for Night Sorrow to live in. Tomorrow, Mo Lu from the Demon Wing clan will be here. Don't worry, just do what needs to be done. Lu Chi reminded Night Sorrow before leaving. Sister Xian Er, come find me tomorrow and negotiate with me. I am not their opponent. Night Sorrow said to Lin Piao Miao, who was also about to leave. Chapter 1747. Hearing Yi Shang's words, Lu Chi, who had taken a few steps, stopped and turned to look at Yi Shang. You're also afraid of being beaten up? Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be afraid? Those who come to negotiate are all experts. If I don't agree with them, they'll beat me to death. Night Sorrow glanced at Lu Chi and said. Don't worry, I'll be with you tomorrow. Don't worry and speak boldly. If they dare to beat you, well, I'll beat them to death first. Lu Chi nodded to Night Sorrow and left. Lin Piao Miao looked at Night Sorrow and smiled. At this moment, Night Sorrow was the happy Night Sorrow. Looking around the small courtyard, Night Sorrow felt that it was not bad. It was much better than the dungeon. It was very simple. After resting for a night, Night Sorrow strolled around the heavenly desolate city. When the city's patrols saw Night Sorrow, they would make way for him and even take a detour. As for Night Sorrow's arrangement, the Grand Elder had officially informed the heavenly desolate city. Therefore, all the members of the heavenly desolate city knew about it. In addition, in the hearts of the members of the heavenly desolate city, Night Sorrow was a mad dog. He was the first person to call the human clans patriarch old bastards. If they provoked Night Sorrow and were bidden by Night Sorrow, they would have no way to redress their grievances. While Night Sorrow was puzzled, Lu Chi and Lin Piao Miao arrived. They were followed by Pu Luo, who was very sunny. Night Sorrow, this is Patriarch Pu Luo. Lin Piao Miao introduced Pu Luo to Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow looked at Pu Luo. Don't look at me like that. It scares me. You were exiled. When something happened to you, I was sleeping at home. I'm not the old bastard you're talking about. Pu Luo explained when he saw Yi Shang's expression. Master Pu Luo, you're thinking too much. Night Sorrow was rude before. Night Sorrow held Pu Luo and cupped his hands. Don't call me master. I don't dare to act like a big shot in front of the Merit Emperor. Just call me Pu Luo. Pu Luo said with a smile. Patriarch Pu Luo. He's usually not in the heavenly desolate city. He only comes when there's a battle. This time, he's accompanying you to negotiate. Lu Qi said. Many thanks to the two elders. The other party didn't come, right? Yi Shang understood that Pu Luo and Lu Qi had come to cheer him on. What? Let's go. Lu. They arrived at the gate of the heavenly wasteland city. Why are you picking him up? You're too polite to him. Night Sorrow didn't plan to do that. Night Sorrow, I'm the Grand Elder of the Devil Wing Clan, Mo Lu. I have something to discuss with you. Will you let me into the city first? Mo Lu shouted at Night Sorrow, who was standing on top of the city gate. If you want to talk, sure. You have to bring a gift when you visit. If you don't meet me, it means that you're not sincere. If you're not sincere, I won't talk with you. Also, I'm busy. I need to refine pills and refine tools to earn some cultivation resources. My life isn't good. Night Sorrow shouted at Mo Lu. Mo Lu was stunned. Lu Qi and Pu Luo were also surprised. They hadn't even talked yet, but Yi Shiwen was already asking for resources. So you didn't bring a gift. Let's talk next time. Sect Elder Qi, Sect Elder Pu Luo, Night Sorrow thanks you too for your care. Let's go back. Night Sorrow will treat you two to tea. Seeing that Mo Lu didn't say anything, Night Sorrow changed the topic. He wanted to put some pressure on Mo Lu. Then tell me, what kind of gift do you want? Mo Lu was furious, but for Mo Tianji's body, he had to accept it. The gift is sincerity. It's not good to say it out loud. You have to see what kind of sincerity you can bring. Night Sorrow flew down the city gate tower after saying that. After Night Sorrow left, Lu Qi and Pu Luo looked at each other and followed Lin Piaomiao down the city gate tower. They went to Night Sorrow's side. Night Sorrow, are we just going to leave him there? Pu Luo looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Ignore him. If he doesn't show some sincerity, what am I going to talk to him about? Night Sorrow said. Lu Qi and Pu Luo didn't say anything. Night Sorrow was a scammer. If the Demon Wing clan wanted to talk, they had to spend resources to buy the right to talk. Mo Lu looked at the empty city gate tower, flicked his sleeves, and left. If Night Sorrow didn't want to talk, there was nothing he could do. The four of them were going to Night Sorrow's yard for tea, but someone came to find Lu Qi, so Lu Qi left first. When they were not far from the yard, Night Sorrow, Pu Luo, and Lin Piaomiao met Li Zongyuan and two men in green. Li Zongyuan stood in front of Night Sorrow and looked at Night Sorrow. Have you seen the big elder of the Demon Wing clan? Have you eaten too much? You stopped me last time, and now you're stopping me again. Night Sorrow frowned. He didn't like Li Zongyuan, but he didn't get angry because Tran Hung and Lu Qi had told him that most of the human clan's elders had contributed to the human clan and were worthy of respect. I'm worried that you're a traitor, Li Zongyuan said. Elderly, please remember the city lord's arrangement. Lin Piaomiao's face turned ugly, and her pretty face was frosty. I'm worried that he will exchange the human emperor's seal, and the city lord will be deceived by him. But I can't just ignore it, Li Zongyuan said. You? Who do you think you are? Night Sorrow couldn't hold back his anger because Li Zongyuan was too infuriating. Who are you? How dare you speak so rudely? I'm giving you face, one of the men in green said. This man was called Feng, and he was Li Zongyuan's disciple. Do I need you to give me face? Go away. Night Sorrow glared at Feng. He couldn't stand people who were eager to flatter him. You don't respect the elder. You don't want face. Naturally, others won't give you face, Feng said sternly. I don't like to talk to you, and you're still so enthusiastic. Go away. This has nothing to do with you. Night Sorrow's anger rose. Go away. This has nothing to do with you, Pu Luo said. He couldn't stand it anymore because this guy was a dog threatening to bully others. Elder, he's too rude and uneducated. Feng bowed to Pu Luo. Who's uneducated? Who are you to speak here? Lin Piaomiao was angry. Knight Sorrow was someone she valued, but Feng called him uneducated. How could she accept it? While Lin Piaomiao was talking, Knight Sorrow took 2 steps forward and stood in front of Feng. You said I'm uneducated. Yes. Feng straightened his body and glared at Knight Sorrow. I'm too lazy to scold you. For people like you, I have to knock out all your teeth. As Knight Sorrow spoke, his domain suddenly erupted and pressed out. Then, he grabbed the golden human emperor's seal in his hand. At this moment, other than the part that Knight Sorrow grabbed, the human emperor's seal was like a big brick. Knight Sorrow took a step back and dodged Li Zongyuan. Then, he swung his right hand and the golden human emperor's seal hit the back of Feng's head like a brick. He fainted. Feng's head was filled with stars and his body fell forward. At this moment, Knight Sorrow threw the human emperor's seal to his left hand. After his left hand caught it, he wrapped it around Feng's face, especially his mouth. Chapter 1748. Blood splattered all over the place. Knight Sorrow had flattened Maple's face and knocked out all his teeth. End, $3 original H starter. Maple was still in a daze as he fell to the ground. His head was filled with stars. Knight Sorrow raised the human emperor's seal and kicked him. You want to talk to me about manners? I'll teach you a lesson first. Cheap mouth. I'll pull out all your teeth. Dog. After a while, Maple's body went limp. Many of his bones were broken by Knight Sorrow's kicks. However, Pu Luo held on to Knight Sorrow. If he continued to beat him, Maple's bones would all be broken. F***CKU. You think you don't have a temper just because you're the Merit Emperor. Knight Sorrow bent down and hit Maple's face with the brick again. Then, he kept the human emperor's seal and clapped his hands. Elderly, what did you say just now? I didn't hear it clearly. Let's talk again. Li Zongyuan's face turned green as he looked at Maple, who was no longer human. He pointed at Knight Sorrow and was speechless. Fight? Lin Piaomiao stood between him and Knight Sorrow. Pu Luo also rolled up his sleeves. Li Zongyuan was sure that he wouldn't be able to gain anything by fighting. Yu Shui, take your senior brother away. Li Zongyuan said angrily to the other man in green. Remember this. I'm not done with you. Yu Shui looked at Knight Sorrow with murderous intent. What a domineering name. Rain shoes, water shoes would be better. You want to bite me? If you dare to say another word, you'll end up like that dog. I can play with you slowly. Knight Sorrow stared at Rain shoes. The human emperor's seal was in his hand again. Let's go. Li Zongyuan didn't want to stay any longer. His old face was on the ground. Seeing Li Zongyuan leave with his men, Knight Sorrow kept the human emperor's seal and looked at Lin Piaomiao. Sister Xian Er, was I too rude just now? No, it's good. That bastard needs to be taught a lesson. Lin Piaomiao smiled. That's right. I also think it's very good. Just do what you need to do. Blindly enduring will only give others something to brag about. Your 2 moves just now were simply too satisfying. I've decided that when I go back, I'll refine a brick just like yours. In the future, I'll use it to slap faces. Pu Luo was very interested in the brick in Yishang's hand. Ha! Elder Pu Luo is also a kindred spirit. Yishang said with a smile. Slap. Pu Luo shook his head, searching for the feeling when Yishang hit his face with the brick just now. Elder Pu Li, you're being led astray by Yishan, Lin Piaomiao said with a smile. I'm not being a bad influence. In fact, I'm that kind of person too. Some people can't be spoiled. Night Sorrow, that's you Shuai said. He wanted to kill you. Pu Luo said. I've found out where he lives. I'll go find him tonight. After cultivating the body of merit, I'll be able to sense who has ill intentions towards me. I'll teach him a lesson. Night Sorrow said. I'm not going to drink tea with you. I'll go back and make a divine weapon. I'll go with you tonight. If that Li Zong Yuan is shameless, I'll slap him in the face. Pu Luo waved his hand at Night Sorrow and left hurriedly to make his favorite divine weapon, the brick. Sister Xian Er, what's up with Elder Pu Luo? Night Sorrow was puzzled. He's a genius of his generation. 600 years of heavenly monarch and 3,000 years of emperor. He's carefree. Do you know why he's not in Tianhuang City? He said that he doesn't want to see those old faces. He also doesn't want to put on airs as a law enforcement elder. Lin Piaomiao said. This person is interesting. Tianhuang City is fine. If there's someone shameless, I'll slap him in the face. Tonight, I'll slap that rain shoe. Night Sorrow said. I'll keep a lookout. If Elder Pu Luo goes, Li Zong Yuan will deal with him. If he doesn't, Sister Xian Er will do it for you. Lin Piaomiao said with a smile. Then it's settled. Night Sorrow nodded. Okay, let's go together. Lin Piaomiao was very happy. She was most worried that this unfair incident would affect Night Sorrow's state of mind and character. Now, it seemed that there was no problem with Night Sorrow. Lin Piaomiao, what are you doing? A man in black with a golden crown entered Night Sorrow's courtyard. Great Demon King, why are you here? Lin Piaomiao looked at the man in black and asked. I'm here to play. I heard that Night Sorrow smashed someone's face. So, I came to take a look. The man in black found a seat and sat down. He was the famous Great Demon King, discipline of the celestial realm. Sister Xian Er, is it so rare to smash someone's face? Night Sorrow looked at Lin Piaomiao and asked. It is rare. No one has done it before and no one dares to do it. Lin Piaomiao nodded. What do you mean no one dares to do it? I just didn't think that it could be done. I could try it in the future. If you're shameless, I won't give you any face. Great Demon King looked at Lin Piaomiao and said. Tianhuang City is too oppressive. There's no excitement. If we need excitement, let's start with smashing faces. Night Sorrow took out a jar of wine and poured it for Great Demon King and Lin Piaomiao. Great Demon King, Night Sorrow has just arrived in Tianhuang City. Some of the elders are against him. So, when he needs help, you can't just watch. You have to help him. Lin Piaomiao looked at Discipline of Discipline and said. That's easy. Night Sorrow, I've seen your battle in the crystal bowl. It's very moving. If you want to bully Emperor and Emperor, I'll go with you. If it's Emperor, then forget it. I can't afford to lose that face. Great Demon King looked at Night Sorrow and said. That'll do. Lin Piaomiao nodded. That's nothing. What's with that group of people now? You can't do it and you can't bear to see others do it. All you do is blabber. It's annoying. Discipline of Demon King took the wine bowl and drank it. After drinking a jar of wine, Great Demon King didn't leave. Great Demon King, what's up with you? Don't you have anything to do? Lin Piaomiao asked. I knew you were going to chase them away. I heard it when I came. You guys are planning to do something bad. I'm more interested in that. Discipline of Demon King said. Lin Piaomiao didn't say anything. Obviously, she couldn't chase Discipline of Demon King away now. At this time, Pu Luo came to Night Sorrow's courtyard with a golden brick in his hand. Night Sorrow, I have to say, this thing feels pretty good. After speaking, Luo grabbed the brick with his right hand and slapped it on the back of his head. Then, he slapped his face from bottom to top. Elder Luo, what's that? Discipline of Demon King looked at the golden brick in Luo's hand and asked. It's a face-slapping artifact. What does it have to do with you? Luo grabbed the golden brick with his right hand and put it into his storage ring. The three of you are definitely up to no good. How can I not punish you? Luo, we've fought side by side. Can you help me get one? As a reward, we'll go slap whoever's face you want us to slap. The one who retreats is not a man. Discipline of Demon King said. Night Sorrow, why don't we bring him along? Luo looked at Night Sorrow and asked. He didn't have much contact with Discipline of Demon King, but they had fought together against the Demon Wing clan. They were still friends. Chapter 1749. So bold. Take it with you. But let's make this clear first. If things get out of hand, you'll have to clean up your own mess, said Night Sorrow. What's the big deal? You're the virtuous emperor. You won't do anything immoral, said the great Demon King. Why can't I do anything immoral? It depends on who you're doing it to. Night Sorrow corrected the great Demon King. Luo, you're the Emperor Blacksmith. Hurry up. I want the one you just took. The great Demon King began to urge Luo. Luo smiled. He waved his right hand and threw out a spatial treasure. Then, he disappeared. He entered the spatial treasure and accelerated the refinement process. In just a moment, Luo came out with a big golden brick in his hand. So fast. Elder Luo, are you kidding me? The great Demon King was suspicious. This thing only needs hardness. It doesn't need anything else. It just needs to be harder than a person's head. Luo threw the brick to the disciplined great Demon King. They drank a pot of tea. When night fell, Night Sorrow set off. Luo, the great Demon King, and Lin Piaomiao followed behind Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow touched Rain Shu's courtyard. Then, he released his domain. He wasn't here to fight. He was here to suppress Rain Shu. Therefore, he didn't want to give him a chance to struggle or fight. Rain Shu was a 5-star sovereign emperor, but he wasn't afraid. He wanted to give it a try. The virtuous emperor's level 4 domain enveloped Rain Shu's courtyard. Rain Shu wasn't prepared at all. This was Tianhuang City. There would be an enemy invasion and there would be a battle alarm. Moreover, he was taking care of Maple. Therefore, Night Sorrow's domain suppressed him. Yishan released his domain and sent out his soul-extinguishing slash. _X genuine LQ song. Hair 1 Rain Shu's first reaction was to defend when he saw Night Sorrow and the 2 purple crescent blades slashing towards him. Night Sorrow's shadow body was activated as Rain Shu's unleashed his soul power. Kanyang then used the void step and appeared behind Rain Shu's. The golden human emperor's seal was aimed at the back of Rain Shu's head. F***CK. Rain Shu's wanted to curse, but he only managed to utter 2 words before his head was filled with stars. That was because the shining human emperor's seal in Night Sorrow's hand was firmly placed on the back of his head. When Rain Shu's leaned forward, Night Sorrow spun his body and the human emperor's seal covered Rain Shu's face from bottom to top. Blood, flesh, and teeth flew everywhere. A large seal flattened Rain Shu's face. You lie down too. Night Sorrow swung his hand again, shattering Maple's bones. He hadn't recovered yet, and his face was full of shock. You wanted to kill me, so I didn't hit you unjustly. Night Sorrow bent down and smacked him twice, knocking him out completely. Shall we kill Li Zongyuan? Disciplined Demon King asked Luo. Let's do it. We'll split the loot equally. Pu Luo nodded because they saw Night Sorrow taking rain shoes and maple storage ring. After speaking, Pu Luo and Great Demon King disappeared in a flash. They went to another courtyard, which was Li Zongyuan's territory. Night Sorrow tidied up a bit and walked out of Rain Shoe's courtyard. Sister Xian Er, I thought we would have to fight a tough battle, but they weren't vigilant at all and were knocked down just like that. Without vigilance, they are trash who have never experienced a life-and-death battle. They have high cultivation but low ability, Lin Xian Er said while looking at the courtyard. Where are the other two? Night Sorrow asked. Those two daring and reckless people probably went to cause trouble, Lin Xian Er said. Other than Pu Luo and the Great Demon King, no one else had the idea of slapping a brick on the heads of the human race's patriarchs and emperor-level cultivators. In just a moment, Pu Luo and Great Demon King came back. Great Demon King was holding a piece of armor in his hand. Go back quickly and erase the imprint. That old thing is going to wake up soon. Great Demon King shouted and then disappeared in a flash. Pu Luo flashed and chased after him. What's going on? That's Li Zongyuan's armor. They took it off. Lin Piaomiao was puzzled. She thought there would be a big battle. After all, Li Zongyuan was an emperor. When Night Sorrow and Lin Piaomiao returned to the courtyard, Great Demon King and Pu Luo were refining things. One was refining the armor, the other was refining the storage ring. Done. Great Demon King and Pu Luo opened their eyes one after the other. At this moment, a shocking roar came from afar. It's too late to wake up now. Pu Luo, hurry up and see if there's anything good. Return the broken storage ring to him later, Great Demon King said to Pu Luo. Then, Pu Luo threw things into the courtyard. They were all found in the storage ring. There's a lot of Holy Spirit stones and materials. You three divide them. I only want this armor. Great Demon King waved his arm and divided the resources on the ground into 3 piles. We can't take this. Night Sorrow shook his head. Hurry up and take it. You don't have to be the scapegoat. Hurry up, he's coming. Pu Luo took his share and then urged Night Sorrow and Datura. Night Sorrow and Datura looked at each other and then took it. Great Demon King took out a jar of wine and poured 4 bowls. Divided the loot. Let's wait for the troublemaker to come. At this moment, the door of the courtyard was kicked open. Li Zongyuan came in with disheveled hair. He looked miserable. There was a big bump on the back of his head. There was a big red and shiny bump on his forehead. There were no teeth in his mouth. Pu Luo, Great Demon King, are you crazy? Hurry up and give me my storage ring and armor. Li Zongyuan's mouth was leaking air, so it was hard for him to speak. This broken ring is for you. Pu Luo threw the empty storage ring to Li Zongyuan. Armor. Li Zongyuan looked at Great Demon King. What armor? Li Zongyuan, are you thinking too much? I don't know. Great Demon King took the armor and put it on. I'll go find the Grand Elder and ask for an explanation. Li Zongyuan pointed at Great Demon King and turned to leave. You don't even know that your storage ring has lost its mark. You just left like that. Great Demon King muttered as he watched Li Zongyuan leave. Just as Great Demon King finished speaking, a roar came again. Night Sorrow, I'll kill you. What does this have to do with me? Yi Xiu opened and closed his mouth twice before saying this. He thought that Great Demon King and Pu Luo were the ones who asked for help, Lin Xian Er said. It doesn't matter. His teeth are gone. How can he bite me? But I'm very puzzled. I didn't hear any fighting just now. How did you succeed? Night Sorrow asked. We went. Pu Luo said he had something to discuss. Li Zongyuan got up to make tea. Pu Luo hugged him and I gave him a hard blow from behind. But the blow on his forehead and the teeth in his mouth were all done by Pu Luo, Great Demon King said as he waved the brick. Chapter 1750. In the small space, the Grand Elder's face turned blue when he heard Li Zongyuan's angry complaint. This had never happened before. Okay, you go back first. I'll ask them later. The Grand Elder waved his hand at Li Zongyuan. Grand Elder, Night Sorrow is the one behind all this. Li Zongyuan emphasized again before leaving. After Li Zongyuan left, the Grand Elder thought for a while and smiled. He felt that Night Sorrow was a capable person. Pu Luo was not someone who would easily communicate with others. There were not many human elders who could talk to him. The reason why he could get along with Night Sorrow was because of Night Sorrow's charisma. The Great Demon King was the same. He was a person who would fight whenever there was a disagreement. Therefore, he also got along with Night Sorrow. After closing his eyes and meditating for a while, the Grand Elder left and walked towards Night Sorrow's courtyard. Night Sorrow, pack up quickly. The Grand Elder is here. Pu Luo shouted at Night Sorrow because Night Sorrow was sorting out the maple leaves, rain shoes, and the resources that had just been distributed. As soon as Night Sorrow put them away, the Grand Elder walked in with the coiling dragon spear. What a great harvest! Grand Elder, nice to meet you. Night Sorrow stood up and saluted. Pu Luo, the Great Demon King, and Lin Piaomiao also stood up and saluted. It's good that you guys are together. It's very harmonious. This is what our Tianhuang city needs. The Grand Elder sat down and said. Grand Elder, did someone complain to you? Pu Luo looked at the Grand Elder and asked. So be it. Are you guys afraid? Besides, Enforcer Elderly said that Yi Shan was exiled, so there must be a reason for him to be exiled. So there must be a reason why he was robbed. He didn't rob anyone else, right? Said the Great Elder with a smile. The Grand Elder knows right from wrong. Pu Luo exhaled. However, all of you should take it easy. One night's sorrow is enough to give me a headache, and all of you still want to blindly kick up a fuss. Night Sorrow did a good job. Next time, if you want to rob someone, let me know first. I won't stop you, but you should be prepared. It's a sin to lose your teeth at such an old age. The Grand Elder glared at Pu Luo. He shook his head at Night Sorrow and left. That's it. Great Demon King looked at Night Sorrow and Pu Luo in surprise, then looked at Lin Piaomiao. It's done. I guess the Grand Elder didn't punish us for Night Sorrow's sake. Pu Luo nodded. Night Sorrow, if you want to teach someone a lesson, just call us. Pu Luo, you won't leave the Heavenly Wasteland City anytime soon, right? I can't leave either, the Great Demon King said. After a while, Pu Luo and Great Demon King left, leaving only Night Sorrow and Lin Piaomiao. I'll go tidy up a room. Lin Xian'er's face was a little red. Sister Xian'er, you're staying here. Night Sorrow was stunned. Nonsense. If I don't stay here, what if Li Zongyuan comes to take revenge on you? Lin Piaomiao glanced at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow smiled. He knew that Lin Piaomiao was doing this for his own good. You're too daring. However, it's very satisfying. Some people have to be dealt with. Do you have a plan for the negotiation? After tidying up the room, Lin Piaomiao looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Not much. It's just a meeting gift. No matter how much resources you give, I won't give you Mo Tianji's body either, Night Sorrow said. I didn't know that you were so evil, Lin Piaomiao said to Night Sorrow with a smile. Night Sorrow also smiled. Actually, he didn't think of himself as a good person. He had killed many people over the years. However, he had a clear conscience. They were all people who deserved to be killed. In the middle of the courtyard was the hole. Knight Sorrow was in the room on the right. He placed a praying mat and sat quietly. Lin Xian'er placed a reclining chair in the room on the left and rested on it. After meditating for a while, Knight Sorrow woke up. Because the night in Tianhuang City was very cold and the surroundings were filled with nirvana tide, the temperature was a little low. After thinking for a while, Knight Sorrow took a blanket from the room and gently walked over, covering Lin Xian'er who was lying on the reclining chair. "You're awake." Lin Piaomiao opened her eyes. More $1 new G most, unspecified currency fast plus, / I didn't sleep. I'm tidying up what I've learned in the past, Knight Sorrow nodded. You have a lot of room for improvement now. I can't. When my original body cultivates, sometimes I won't have any gains for a long time, let alone my doppelgangers. Doppelgangers sleep when they need to, Lin Piaomiao said. Maybe it's because I haven't cultivated for long and there are too many things that I need to tidy up. So even with 3 doppelgangers, I don't have enough time, Knight Sorrow said. You're at the stage where you're building your foundation. It's also the stage where you have the most inspiration. Don't be anxious. Take it one step at a time and maintain this momentum. Although it's difficult, it can be done with time. It's rare to have a fighting strength that far surpasses your realm. This is the benchmark to judge whether a cultivator is outstanding or not, Lin Piaomiao said. I understand. Thank you Sister Xian'er for taking care of me during this period of time, Knight Sorrow said. You're only saying thank you to me. Lin Piaomiao sat up straight. It's not like that. Let's talk about it after you calm down, okay? Knight Sorrow was a little unnatural. He knew about Lin Piaomiao's situation. He also knew that Lin Piaomiao treated him this way because she had feelings for him. I thought you were going to reject me. Lin Piaomiao lay down again. Yeah, I didn't. Knight Sorrow shook his head. He took out a robe and covered Lin Piaomiao's body. I don't know where my feelings come from, but I'm deeply in love. After Lin Piaomiao finished speaking, she pulled the blanket over her face. Her words were her feelings. Actually, it was also a confession. I got it. Knight Sorrow patted Lin Piaomiao's hand and returned to the main hall. When he heard Lin Piaomiao's words, his heart trembled. Because if she wasn't deeply in love, she wouldn't have said such words. What do you know? Lin Piaomiao pulled down the blanket and revealed her face. I know what I need to know. Sister Xian'er, please rest. Knight Sorrow sat on the futon and meditated. However, his heart couldn't calm down. He just sat there. The next 2 days were peaceful. Li Zongyuan didn't come to find trouble with Knight Sorrow. On the other hand, Pu Luo and the Great Demon King came to Knight Sorrow's place to drink every day. Lu Qi also came once. When he saw Pu Luo and the Great Demon King at Knight Sorrow's place, he wasn't surprised. So you guys have been fooling around together. Elderly came to find me and said that you guys were in cahoots. You guys stole his storage ring and armor and even injured 2 of his disciples. Lu Qi said. Elder 7, what do you say? Pu Luo looked at Lu Qi and asked. Isn't that simple? Ask him to find the Grand Elder. Knight Sorrow makes tea. I want the tea from Twilight Tea House. Lu Qi pointed at the teapot. I'm a little nervous seeing Elder 7. Knight Sorrow said while holding the teapot. Chapter 1751. Knight Sorrow didn't say anything. He only glanced at Pu Luo and the Great Demon King. Li Zongyuan was robbed and he was the scapegoat. The Grand Elder and the 7th Sect Elder believed that he was the mastermind. I'm just here to take a look. Seeing that you're living a carefree life, I'm relieved. However, be careful that one day, someone might take you down. Lu Qi reminded Yi Shang. He was worried that Li Zongyuan would take revenge on Yi Shang. Li Zongyuan was an emperor and was the leader of a faction. He had many disciples and many of them had higher cultivation than Night Sorrow. Thank you, 7th Sect Elder. Night Sorrow cupped his hands at Lu Qi. It's nothing. The elders have been talking about you for the past 2 days, saying that you're a bad influence. But I think it's passion. Otherwise, the heavenly desolate city would be like a pool of stagnant water. They weren't in the heavenly desolate city before, but now they're not leaving. Lu Qi looked at the three and said with a smile. After chatting for a while, Lu Qi left. He was just here to take a look. He wasn't worried about Night Sorrow causing trouble. The Grand Elder wasn't worried either. What could the Merit Emperor do? Even if he made a move, he would only hurt those who weren't virtuous enough. Night Sorrow, can we discuss something? The Great Demon King looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Tell me. What is it? Night Sorrow looked at the Great Demon King and asked. There is a sect elder in the desolate city. He isn't a good person. I didn't teach him a lesson in the past because I didn't want to cause a commotion. I didn't want the Grand Elder and the 7th Sect Elder to be angry. Let's go and take him down. The Great Demon King said. If I don't go, who knows if you are going to take a good or bad person? In the end, the Grand Elder and the 7th Sect Elder always come to talk to me. Night Sorrow shook his head. What do you mean by taking a good person? That's a scum. His name is Ban Shaw. He's just a small sect elder who keeps shouting about banning this and banning that. Ask Pu Luo and her if I'm lying. The Great Demon King pointed at Lin Piamiao agitatedly. Sect Elder Pu Luo, is Sister Xian her for real? Yi Shang asked. It's true. I don't like that bastard either. However, it's up to you whether you want to do it or not. I'll do it. But what do you mean by little lousy elder? You weren't even an elder in the past, alright. Pu Luo was dissatisfied when he heard the Great Demon King scold the elders. He was also an elder, but he was just an elder of the law enforcement elder rank. Why do you mind? I'm not talking about you, the Great Demon King said. Since he's scum, let's do it. Night Sorrow nodded. The next few days were chaotic because after Li Zongyuan, 2 more human sect elders were knocked down by Night Sorrow and the other 3's black bricks. The Great Demon King had a bad reputation, so some people were on guard against him. However, Pu Luo had a good reputation, so no matter who he visited, everyone would receive him. While they were drinking tea, he suddenly stood up and hugged her. Then, the Great Demon King, Night Sorrow and Lin Piamiao appeared. Lin Piamiao didn't make a move and just watched. However, Night Sorrow and Great Demon King both threw out their black bricks. Black hand. The Great Demon King's hand was very black. Those who were hit would be paralyzed for a few days. In just a few days, Night Sorrow and the other 3 had become a plague. No matter who they visited, no one would receive them. The Grand Elder was in seclusion. The 7 sect elders said that they had gained enlightenment and didn't want to see anyone. By the way, Night Sorrow, it was Xiao Jun who exiled you. Why don't I see you taking revenge on him? Pu Luo looked at Night Sorrow and asked. He didn't see me and we don't have any grudges. He probably exiled me because of his personality. It's not that he's a bad person. Forget it. Night Sorrow said. It's good that you think this way. Actually, I've been waiting for you these few days. If you want to hit Xiao Jun, I'll advise you. He's ruthless, but he did contribute to the human race and can admit his mistakes. You were exiled for 8 years and he's been reflecting on his mistakes, Pu Luo said. He's been reflecting on himself for 8 years. I've been hunted for 8 years. Night Sorrow still felt it was unfair. However, He didn't cause trouble for Xiao Jun because he knew what was right and wrong. No. The desolate cliff of desolation in Desolation City is an area where time accelerates. Under the influence of the tide of nirvana, time accelerates by 40 times. You were exiled for 8 years while he reflected on himself for 300 years. If you didn't come back, he would probably continue to reflect on himself, Lin Piaomiao explained to Night Sorrow. Then we're even. What's left is that Bai Chuyuan. I'll definitely kill that guy. Night Sorrow's face was filled with killing intent. He wouldn't let Bai Chuyuan and Celestial Sect off no matter what. That guy was exiled from Desolation City. Why don't we go and hit him now? If he's not in Desolation City, we'll wait for a while, Pu Luo said. That Bai Chuyuan is the same as Celestial Sect. Both of them aren't good people. If Celestial Sect hides in his small world and doesn't come out, I'll kill him when he comes out, the Great Demon King said. They were both experts on the Celestial and Demon rankings, but the difference between Celestial Sect and the Great Demon King was huge. Previously, Celestial Sect Saint Emperor was forced to self-destruct by the Great Demon King. His original body left the Celestial Realm and entered other realms. The Great Demon King couldn't catch him. On the new Soonish 6, just as Night Sorrow was planning to cultivate his alchemy skills, Mo Lu came to Desolation City once again. The negotiations had to continue, so this time he brought a greeting gift. Without a greeting gift, Night Sorrow didn't want to negotiate with him. This was something he couldn't do. This time, there was one more person following Night Sorrow to the city gate tower. The Great Demon King was following. May I ask if you brought a greeting gift? Night Sorrow shouted from the top of the city gate tower. Mo Lu nodded. With a toss of his right hand, a storage ring flew to the top of the city gate tower and landed in Night Sorrow's hand. Without a soul imprint, Night Sorrow easily found out what was inside. 10 million Saint Spirit stones, some herbs, and red fruits. I say, Great Elder of the Demon Wing clan, are you kidding me? 10 million Saint Spirit stones. Is your Demon Wing clan that poor? I spent a few million Saint Spirit stones to go to Desolation Mountain once. Why are you giving me rotten fruits? We humans don't have any fruits to eat, right? A red fruit appeared in Night Sorrow's hand. That's the Cloud Dragon fruit. It can strengthen your body. I think it suits you, so I gave you 5. That's a top-grade fruit that can only be produced once in a million years. The corner of Mo Lu's eyes twitched. What Cloud Dragon fruit? That's also a fruit. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I need sincerity. You don't have any sincerity at all. Last time, I found a woman's body in Desolation Mountain. She offered 30 million Saint Spirit stones for it. If I sold it, I wouldn't be short of 10 million Saint Spirit stones. You're giving me 10 million Saint Spirit stones as a greeting gift. Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm poor and have no resources, but I have high tastes. Go back and think about it. If we want to negotiate, we need to show sincerity. 5 monarchs of your Demon Wing clan tried to kill me, but I came out to negotiate with you. That's my sincerity. Now, it's up to you. Night Sorrow turned and walked down the city gate tower. Chapter 1752. Night Sorrow, that's a Cloud Dragon fruit, not a fruit, Pu Luo said excitedly when he sensed that Mo Lu had already left the city gate tower. Cloud Dragon fruit. You took it as a fruit and precious materials as cabbage. The Demon Winged clan has a big business. Let's just play with them, Night Sorrow said. Pu Luo and the Great Demon King looked at each other and turned to Night Sorrow. You're too cunning. Are you just playing with them? Do you really think I'll negotiate with them? They have so many people chasing after me. Wouldn't I be a moron if I negotiated with them? Night Sorrow said with a smile. So you're saying that you'll keep asking for gifts and not talk about business? The great demon king understood. Yes. It doesn't matter how many gifts they give. I won't even give them a hair if they want to take something from me. Night Sorrow nodded. Night Sorrow, what exactly did you take from him that made Mo Lu so shameless as to bring a greeting gift to negotiate? Pu Luo asked. Let's go back to the courtyard. We'll talk while drinking tea, Night Sorrow said as he looked at the patrolling soldiers. When they returned to Night Sorrow's courtyard, Night Sorrow and the other three were a little confused because the courtyard had been torn down. Bastard, you don't have to care about Night Sorrow. I'll find a fortune teller and find out who did it. We'll take revenge together. The great demon king was angry. He had been hanging out with Night Sorrow for the past few days and didn't give him any face. Our only place to stay has been raided, Night Sorrow said. Don't worry, we all have places to stay. Let's change our base. Come to my place. Pu Luo invited Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow, come to my place, Lin Piamiao said. Okay, then let's go to Sister Xian Er's place. Night Sorrow nodded. Adultery. Pu Luo pointed his thumbs at each other. Then let's go. We'll find someone to repair it later, Lin Piamiao said to Night Sorrow and didn't answer Pu Luo. You didn't refute. It's true. The great demon king also looked at Night Sorrow and Lin Piamiao. Night Sorrow and Lin Piamiao didn't answer and went to Lin Piamiao's courtyard in Desolate City. Lin Piamiao's courtyard was much more picturesque than Yishang's. Warm jade was buried in the courtyard, and the weather was good. After seeing the tyrannical power of Yan Wushuang's soul strength, Mo Tianji's strength, and Gue Zhu's trump card, Night Sorrow was now very cautious. After checking and finding no problems, Night Sorrow took out 3 cloud dragon fruits and put them in a jade box, pushing it to the great demon king, Pu Luo, and Lin Piamiao. What are you doing? Pu Luo looked at Night Sorrow and asked. It's for everyone. Night Sorrow said as he tidied up the rest of the things. We know about your situation. You cultivate your body and it's stronger than the demon-winged clan. We don't specialize in body cultivation, so we don't need it. Also, you're too polite, we don't need it. The great demon king pushed the jade box back to Night Sorrow. Pu Luo didn't accept it and Lin Piamiao naturally didn't accept it. Since they didn't accept it, Night Sorrow didn't force them. After all, the 3 of them were human race sect elders and wouldn't take advantage of him. Night Sorrow, what did you take from the demon-winged clan? They were so nervous and even wanted to talk to you with a greeting gift. Even if it was the human emperor's seal, they wouldn't do it. The great demon king asked. Night Sorrow exhaled, the body of one of the demon-winged clan's big shots is in my hands. They probably want it back. Which big shot did it belong to? Why is it still in your hands? Pu Luo asked excitedly. Mo Tianji. Night Sorrow said Mo Tianji's name. White-haired 1,000 feet Mo Tianji. She's not from the same era as us. She's a master of the 7 Emperors' tribulation. The demon-winged clan is anxious to get her body back. Could it be that her soul hasn't been destroyed? The great demon king stood up. Yes. I was exiled to Heaven Wasteland and arrived at the battlefield where she and my master fought. My master failed his tribulation and didn't have a body. He kept burning his soul power to trap her. In the end, he forced her soul out of her body and I took her body. Night Sorrow ignored the part about the human emperor's seal. If the big shot of the demon-winged clan fully recovers, not many humans can stop her. Maybe only the city lord can. Night Sorrow, this is a big deal. You can't joke about it. Why don't you leave it to the city lord? What if Mo Tianji uses some method to kill you? You won't be able to stop her. Pu Luo's face was serious. Yes, It's okay for us humans to fight among ourselves. Mo Tianji's body is too important. You can't lose it. I hope you can consider it carefully. The great demon king also spoke. This was the big picture. No matter how much they followed Night Sorrow, it would affect the entire human race. Pu Luo and the great demon king had a balance in their hearts. I'm not a selfish person, but I don't trust the elders of Heaven Wasteland City. I've asked an expert to seal the body and suppress it in a small world. There's no problem with its safety. Night Sorrow said. Elder Pu Luo, great demon king, Night Sorrow is the realm lord in that world. The teleportation formation is an emperor level 1. Moreover, the teleportation crystal has already recognized Night Sorrow as its master. If Night Sorrow doesn't release it, cultivators above the emperor level can't enter. Lin Piaomiao said. Under such circumstances, others can't break in. But will Mo Tianji's body have a backup plan? Once something happens, Night Sorrow's nest will be turned upside down. Pu Luo's face was full of worry. I've asked Senior Tran Hung to check the body and make sure there's no backup plan. Also, I've placed a seal on it. So it's safe. Night Sorrow said. A seal placed by Tran Hung, the author of the Celestial and Demon List, there's no problem. The great demon king said. Well, then you don't have to worry. You have the Demon Wing clan's weakness, so they have to take the bait or give up when they can't see any hope. Continue to slander them. Pu Luo said. You have the lifeline of the demon-winged clan in your hands. Unless they give up on Mo Tianji, they will be restrained by you. No wonder so many demon-winged clans stopped you when you came back. You've broken their sky. The great demon king said with a smile. Don't laugh. Do you know any divination masters who can help me divine just who it was that tore down my monastery? I've been slapped in the face. Even if I can't retaliate, I should at least know who it was, said Yishan. Then I'll inform the divination masters to come over immediately. The great demon king said. Chapter 1753. Pu Luo left as soon as he finished speaking. He went to find Elder Zhai Xing to arrange the divination. At this moment, in one of the 5 towers, a few elders were sitting together. Li Zongyuan was one of them, as well as the elders who were beaten up by Night Sorrow's group. We shouldn't have smashed that bastard's place. This way, he would be prepared. Li Zongyuan's face was full of anger. Just now, he brought a few elders to find Night Sorrow, but they didn't see him. Li Zongyuan brought the 3 elders who were beaten up by Night Sorrow's group to Night Sorrow's side yard. He planned to let the other 3 hold back Pu Luo, the great demon king, and Lin Piaomiao while he attacked Night Sorrow. Without seeing him, they tore down Night Sorrow's side yard. Then, they met Lu Qi. Seeing that Lu Qi's face wasn't looking good, they retreated. They were worried that if they continued, they would anger Lu Qi. 7th Elder said a few days ago that he was in seclusion to comprehend something. We tore down Night Sorrow's side yard and he appeared. Is this a coincidence? We tore down Night Sorrow's side yard. Now, it's useless to complain to the Grand Elder and 7th Elder. An elder in a green robe said. His name was Zhu Chao. Night Sorrow, Pu Luo, and the great demon king hit him twice with a brick. His storage ring was also taken away. We tore down Night Sorrow's side yard. It's the same as attacking him. It's useless to complain to the Grand Elder and the law enforcement elders. We can only vent our anger on ourselves. Find a chance to teach him a lesson. Even if the city lord punishes us, it's another matter. He provoked us first. Li Zongyuan said. He has a body of merit and is recognized by the heavenly Tao. But we are elders of the human race. We also represent the human Tao. If he is arrogant, then just kill him. We stand on the same side. The great demon king can't do anything to us. Pu Luo shouldn't be that crazy. Zhu Chao said. The hateful one is that Xiao Jun. After facing the wall and reflecting on his mistakes for 300 years, he's tolerating it now and doesn't say anything. When we went to see him, he still ignored us, Li Zongyuan said angrily. Let's not bother about him for now. If that bastard has the ability to continue causing trouble and offending people, then it'll be easier for us to find someone to deal with him, Zhu Chao said. The bastard he was referring to was Night Sorrow. At this moment, Pu Luo brought a clairvoyant to Lin Piao Miao's residence. Then, they went to the courtyard where Night Sorrow had been destroyed. Then, the divination master began his divination. It only took half a day for the divination to come out. When the scene ended, Pu Luo took out a storage ring and handed it to the fortune teller. Thank you for your hard work. Elder Pu Luo, you're too polite. It's just a day's work. It won't consume much energy. There's no need for that, the fortune teller said. Not much, just a few thousand Saint Spirit stones. Take it as me buying you some good wine. Pu Luo smiled at the fortune teller. After the fortune teller left, Pu Luo took out a golden brick and clapped his hands. Now, let's make a plan. Let's see which one to take down first. We have to take it back. We can say that we've offended these people. Night Sorrow is the scapegoat. But they're all together. It'll be a little difficult to take them down quietly, the great demon king said. No hurry. Let's wait until nighttime. Are those old men still together at night? Night Sorrow said. All right. This matter can't be delayed overnight. Otherwise, they'll think that we're cowards. We'll have to fight them, the great demon king said. At this moment, Elder Spiritual Tree and Gu Qi arrived. Greetings, Elder Pu Luo. What's going on here? Elder Spiritual Tree was furious. He had been cultivating pills all this time, so he didn't know what was going on outside. Greetings, Elder Spiritual Tree. I've offended someone and they've raided my house, Night Sorrow said. Preposterous. What's going on? I want to see the disciplined sect elder. The Spirit Tree sect elder's face was filled with anger. He greatly admired Yishan. Elder, don't be angry. It's nothing. Elder, what's the matter? Night Sorrow admired Elder Spiritual Tree very much. Nothing much. Your problem has been dealt with. No one should target you anymore. Although I'm not from the human race, I'm willing to see the 100 Races Alliance prosper. Seeing that your alchemy skills are lacking, I've decided to give this to you. Elder Spiritual Tree handed Night Sorrow a book. Elder, is this appropriate? Night Sorrow looked at Elder Spiritual Tree in surprise. It's appropriate. The human race and the spiritual tree race have been allies for countless years and will remain so in the future. Hence, helping a young human race is nothing. It's also good karma. Elder Spiritual Tree nodded at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow, keep it. The spiritual tree race is filled with love, friendliness, and tolerance. The human race also treats the spiritual tree race's matters as their own. When you have the ability, take care of the spiritual tree race more. Pu Luo said. Elder Pu Luo is right. Tolerance can be said to be a state of mind and also a virtue. I'm very willing to help young people. If you have any problems, you can also look for me. Elder Spiritual Tree cupped his hands at Pu Luo and said to Night Sorrow. Thank you, Elder Spiritual Tree. Elder Gu, what's the matter? Night Sorrow bowed to Elder Spiritual Tree before looking at Gu Qi. Nothing much. I'm just accompanying Elder Spiritual Tree to see you. It turns out that I also have a refining technique to pass on to you. However, unparalleled Sword Emperor is not only unparalleled in combat strength, but also a master in refining techniques. I won't cause you trouble and make you confused, Gucci said. After Elder Spiritual Tree and Gucci left, Night Sorrow and the rest were still looking at the dilapidated courtyard. Night Sorrow, you've profited. Elder Spiritual Tree's refining technique, if you were to say he's second, no one would dare to say they're first. The spiritual tree race has a natural understanding of medicinal herbs, so their refining technique is unparalleled in the world. Lin Piamiao said. Elder Spiritual Tree is indeed filled with love and friendliness. Night Sorrow nodded. As night fell, the outside of Tianhuang City was filled with towering waves. However, the inside of the city was very quiet. Only the footsteps of the patrolling soldiers could be heard. Night Sorrow and the rest left Lin Piamiao's residence and went to the residences of their targets. After finding 2 empty residences, Pu Luo found a few people in Li Zongyuan's residence. Pu Luo's soul power was very strong. He could detect the other party, but they weren't alert. They are indeed together. However, one of them isn't here. What's his name again? The one called Yu Chu isn't here. Let's go and fight him again. Pu Luo looked at the few of them and asked. They are alert. If we force them, it will cause a huge commotion. We have to think of a way to make it smaller. The Great Demon King said. Yu Chu's detection ability isn't much lower than ours. If we go over, he will know. We can only force it. Lin Piamiao thought for a while and said. Get close to him in the spatial turbulence. Once we get close, we'll take him down with lightning speed. The key is whether we can finish the battle quickly. Night Sorrow said. Chapter 1754. That works. Night Sorrow was surprised. Normally, it wouldn't work. But that guy's guard against Li Zongyuan should be at its lowest right now. He won't sense Li Zongyuan's aura carefully. We just need a little time, Pu Luo said. Then, the 4 of them took action. The Great Demon King took out his weapon and pierced through space. Lin Piamiao brought Night Sorrow in as well. Night Sorrow looked at the Great Demon King. The Great Demon King's domain was black rolling energy. It was the destruction domain. Lin Piamiao's was the void domain. They were both supreme domains. But at this moment, Lin Piamiao's voice sounded in Night Sorrow's mind. The supreme attribute is extremely difficult to comprehend. The Great Demon King is strong because he has a deep understanding of the destruction attribute. But he wasn't born with it. Just like me, he can't be perfect. Look at the FC version of chapter $N up D. Night Sorrow didn't say anything. But he understood that his perfect attribute was the foundation. It was an incredible advantage. When they arrived near Yu Chu's mansion, Night Sorrow and the other 2 hid in the space turbulence and waited. At this moment, Pu Luo also arrived. He used to walk confidently, but now he had his hands behind his back, looking old-fashioned. Seeing Li Zongyuan appear, Yu Chu stood up to welcome him. Li Zongyuan was currently the leader of their group. When Yu Chu clasped his hands to greet him, Pu Luo gave him a bear hug. At this moment, the Great Demon King cut through space and Night Sorrow and the other 2 appeared in the real world. The Great Demon King's right hand swung the brick and hit the back of Yu Chu's head. Night Sorrow's Golden Emperor seal went through the gap between Pu Luo's loosened arm and hit Yu Chu's face. Yu Chu's face was instantly distorted and flattened. Yu Chu's body went limp. No matter how high one's cultivation was, the head was always the weakest part. The violent vibration would make anyone faint. Who asked you to burn my house? The moment Yu Chu fell, Lin Piamiao lifted her skirt and stomped on Yu Chu's face a few times with her boots. Your house, that's right. Try this. Pu Luo took out his golden brick and handed it to Lin Piamiao. Glancing at Pu Luo, Lin Piamiao took the brick from Pu Luo. She bent down and slapped Yu Chu's face twice. Then, she stood up and kicked him again. Alright, Sister Xian, don't do this. It's too rough. Night Sorrow pulled Lin Piamiao back. It's nothing. Everyone has a temper. Destroying your courtyard is the same as slapping our faces. Lin Piamiao threw the brick to Pu Luo and clapped her hands. Don't throw it carelessly. This is a divine weapon for smashing people. Pu Luo took the brick and wiped it twice. When we get back, give me your treasures. I'll help you deal with them, Night Sorrow said. The four of them took Yu Chu's new equipment and storage ring. After that, Lin Piamiao, who was still angry, even set a fire. Night Sorrow added a few more flames. He didn't want Lin Piamiao to bear this karma. After returning to their residence, they began to divide up the chapters. Night Sorrow, you said you wanted to deal with this divine weapon. Don't break it. It feels pretty good when I use it now. Pu Luo tossed the golden brick in his hand and said. He, Great Demon King, and Night Sorrow were all very casual when conversing. He didn't use any form of address. We've known each other for a few days now, so I won't hide it from you too. My brick is different from yours. If you hit someone, they'll only feel pain and faint. But mine is different. I have the sacred scripture of the human Tao, the Book of Tao on it. If I smash it, it'll destroy one's luck and damage one's merit. Of course, the people I smash are all asking for it. Night Sorrow held the human emperor's seal and activated it. Golden words started to flow at the bottom of the human emperor's seal. F***CK. That's the human emperor's seal. How did you turn it into a brick? Great Demon King stood up and said vulgarly. Yes, it's the human emperor's seal. It's what Li Zongyuan wants. My master, the peerless sword emperor, was worried that someone might covet it, so he helped me disguise it. That's why it's like this now, Night Sorrow said. How did you turn the human emperor's seal into this? Pu Luo shook his head. I think it's pretty good. Whoever it hits will have bad luck. How are you going to deal with us robbers? Great Demon King took out the brick. He didn't put it in his storage ring. He kept it behind his waist, ready to use it at any time. I'll inject some human emperor's chi into your weapon. I don't know how effective it will be, but I'm sure it'll have something with human emperor's chi. Smacking people won't damage your merit and luck, Night Sorrow said. Good. In the future, smacking people will be enforcing justice on behalf of the heavens. Night Sorrow, you're the virtuous emperor. You can smack anyone you want. Great Demon King, how do you feel? Pu Luo looked at Great Demon King excitedly. That's right. I'll smack this thing on that heaven's pole old man's face sooner or later. Later, Commander Lin, do me a favor and let me go to evil punishing land. A few years ago, I could still sense Guizu's aura, but now I can't. I won't let that thing with ghost chi live, Great Demon King said. He's completely dead. That was before Night Sorrow was banished, Lin Piamiao said. That old thing is completely dead. That's a good thing. Unfortunately, I didn't get his ghost wings. I only got his ghost eyes. Don't think I killed him. That old thing's cultivation method is too evil. I told him to stop, but he wouldn't listen. What else can I do but kill him? Great Demon King shook his head. At this time, Lin Piamiao's body shook and a pair of blue energy wings appeared on her back. Ghost wings. Pu Luo's eyes widened. Then, Lin Piamiao told them about how she and Night Sorrow entered evil punishing land. Pu Luo and Great Demon King nodded at Night Sorrow. They knew that this was the power of merit. It could affect fate. Night Sorrow placed Pu Luo and Great Demon King's golden bricks in front of him. Then, he activated the virtuous immortal body and activated the human emperor's seal. He channeled the power of merit into the 2 golden bricks. But after a while, he couldn't do it anymore. The power of the bricks was limited. That's it. The power of merit is the power of the heavenly Tao. Not everything can bear it. It's good enough to have a little power of merit in it. Pu Luo stopped Night Sorrow, who was about to continue channeling power of merit. At this time, Lin Piaomiao's face turned cold. The Golden Dragon King arrived at Ethereal City, but he left in an instant. What's the situation? Night Sorrow asked. At this time, Night Sorrow's original body felt the vibration of the clear sky pagoda and came out of seclusion. Datura stood in front of the clear sky pagoda. Yun Huang and Liang Yu were also there. What happened? Night Sorrow saw that their faces weren't good. When we were cultivating just now, a middle-aged man in a brocade robe came and took Long Jin away, Yun Huang said. Did he say anything? Night Sorrow's face was filled with killing intent. Brothers were his reverse scale. He only said one thing. He won't hurt Long Jin, Yun Huang said. Chapter 1755. Will Long Jin be in danger? Night Sorrow's eyes were filled with worry. They were brothers who had gone through life and death situations together. No. I just didn't expect Long Jin's bloodline to be so pure that the Golden Dragon King could sense it. Besides, the Golden Dragon King wouldn't go so far to the Mishti dynasty to kill someone. Perhaps this is Long Jin's opportunity. There are too few pure golden dragons. Those who awaken the Golden Dragon bloodline will at least reach the Emperor realm, Lin Piaomiao said to Night Sorrow. Hearing Sister Xian say so, there shouldn't be any danger. I'm relieved. Night Sorrow let out a sigh of relief and returned to the clear sky pagoda. After confirming that his brother wasn't in danger, he stopped worrying. In the Tianhuang city, Night Sorrow shook his head. What happened? Pu Luo asked. Yi Shang explained the situation to him. The Golden Dragon bloodline is a big deal for dragons. He will definitely bring it back to awaken it and focus on nurturing it. How could he be hurt? Don't worry. Your brother will be a dragon in the future, Pu Luo said with a smile. While they were talking, Lu Qi arrived. 7th Elder is here. Have a seat. Lin Piaomiao stood up and invited Lu Qi to sit. It can't be that you Chu complained, right? 7th Elder, look. Night Sorrow's courtyard was demolished and we didn't say anything, Pu Luo said. I'm here to drink tea. I don't have any other intentions. I'm here to tell you Chu that I was here, Lu Qi looked at Pu Luo and said. Then, they drank tea. Lu Qi asked Night Sorrow if he was used to it and said that someone would repair Night Sorrow's residence tomorrow. Then, he stood up and was about to leave. 7th Elder, that's it? The Great Demon King asked in surprise. It's done. Actually, I'm very envious of you. You can do whatever you want. Lu Qi said and left. If it was someone else, 7th Elder would definitely say a few words. Last time I had a conflict with Heaven's fate, I was under a lot of pressure. Even the Grand Elder and 7th Elder talked. Otherwise, Heaven's fate wouldn't have a chance to escape. Now, it's good. No matter what happens, nothing will happen, the Great Demon King said. Night Sorrow's fate. Li Zongyuan and the others didn't separate. A big battle was not suitable either. If there was a real fight, then the Great Elder and 7th Elder would definitely come out. The other party seized the opportunity when Lin Piaomiao wasn't on guard and ran away. They were all peerless experts. If they didn't fight, Lin Piaomiao wouldn't be able to stop them. Lin Piaomiao was furious. She stayed in Night Moon Villa. Night Sorrow's original body couldn't cultivate anymore and came out of seclusion. #T forever, free to read novels. That day, when Night Sorrow and Lin Piaomia were chatting, a middle-aged lady came. She wore a jade phoenix ornament on her head. Ice Phoenix Race. You want to snatch people too? Lin Piaomiao's fighting spirit exploded. Elder Lin, don't be angry. I know about the previous few waves of people who came to snatch people. They didn't have any bad intentions. They left after snatching people. I don't want to have any conflicts, the middle-aged lady said. Then why didn't you snatch and leave? Why did you come to provoke us? Lin Piaomiao's hand was still on her sword. I wanted to. But Elder Lin has been staying here. I don't have a chance. Also, I have to get the person I want from him. The middle-aged lady looked at Night Sorrow. Ace Phoenix Race, you are here for my Aunt Faye. Night Sorrow understood something. The middle-aged lady nodded. Let's sit down and talk. I won't snatch people. If she comes with me, she will. If she doesn't, I won't force her. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow invited the middle-aged lady into the hall of Night Moon Villa. There are some things you don't know. The world you came from is a special place. It was created because of special reasons. Many people. I should say that some people know about it. They have exiled their descendants there to seek opportunities. Now you have seen it. The Green Rock race and the Nine-tailed Fox race have taken their descendants away. Because they have a foundation, they can start nurturing them. Our Ice Phoenix race naturally has descendants here with you, the middle-aged lady said. Then I won't stop you. Everything will be up to Aunt Faye. Ah Luo went to the Nine Regions world to call her out. She should have recovered by now. Night Sorrow said to Datura, who was sitting at the side. He had helped Wu Feng solve his body's problem. The fire poison in Wu Lingfei's body was also dealt with. She was still in the Nine Regions world, recovering and cultivating. Then I thank you. The middle-aged lady cupped her hands at Night Sorrow. I still don't understand. So, those who were taken away were all from the Nine Regions world, but my brother Long Jin wasn't from there, Night Sorrow said. I can only say that the Golden Dragon King is stupid. He didn't control his strength well and threw his descendant out. In the end, he missed. This is a joke. Of course, the result is not bad, the middle-aged lady said with a smile. All right. I'm convinced. I understand. Night Sorrow understood. Long Jin should have been born in the Nine Regions world. A moment later, Wu Lingfei and Datura arrived. Wu Lingfei looked at the middle-aged lady and was a little stunned. She felt that she was connected by blood. Child, your mother is in seclusion. So, your aunt is here to take you home. The middle-aged lady stood up. You are my aunt. Wu Lingfei's voice trembled. Yes. Once you return home, you will understand everything. The middle-aged lady nodded. But I don't want to go back now. The Ice Phoenix race doesn't need me. Wu Lingfei shook her head. No, we have divined that you are the Golden Phoenix of the Ice Phoenix race. This is the second time in the history of the Ice Phoenix race, so there are some responsibilities that need to be shouldered by you. You are the future of the Ice Phoenix race. Once you return to the Ice Phoenix race, you will be able to rise quickly. Only then can you keep up with the pace, the middle-aged lady said. Night Sorrow. Wu Lingfei looked at Night Sorrow. Family is the root. I have to go back. It can also increase your strength. Night Sorrow nodded at Wu Lingfei. Then Aunt Faye will go back. I will look for you after I see the situation. My roots are also in the Nine Regions world. Wu Lingfei said with a sigh. She had the heart of an expert and wanted to become strong. Kid, you have to work hard. The descendant of the Golden Dragon, the ice phoenix race's golden phoenix, the azure rock sun, and the nine-tailed fox's descendant are all top bloodlines. The middle-aged lady stood up. I know that the ice phoenix race is very strong. But I don't want to hear news of my aunt being wronged. Otherwise, no matter how strong you are, I, Night Sorrow, will fight to the end, Night Sorrow said to the middle-aged lady. Chapter 1756. Wu Lingfei left with the elder of the ice phoenix race. Liang Yu, how are the members of the god-slaying team now? After sending Wu Lingfei off, Night Sorrow went to the base of the god-slaying team. Everyone is working hard. Their strength is also increasing rapidly, Liang Yu said. Sister Xian Er, is there a special environment that can help everyone increase their cultivation speed and level? Night Sorrow looked at Lin Piaomiao. There is the Eye of the Storm. Other than the sovereign attribute, there are all kinds of attribute wills. It is suitable for your brothers, Lin Piaomiao said after thinking for a while. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow decided to bring his brothers to the Eye of the Storm. He could comprehend and deduce by himself. However, the members of the god-slaying team needed the help of the environment. Some of them were still at the Holy King level and needed to comprehend wills. Everyone's cultivation potential was different. Even if Night Sorrow provided them with the spirit accumulation pill to increase their potential, they still had to rely on themselves to comprehend the will of heaven and earth. Lin Piaomiao took out a three-legged cauldron. This has a time acceleration of close to 30 times. Night Sorrow, give it to the right people and let them use it. Night Sorrow did not stand on ceremony with Lin Piaomiao. He handed the cauldron to Liang Yu directly. We will work hard and become the leader's helpers. We can do it in the 9 domains world. In the celestial realm, give us time and we can do it too, Liang Yu said. Of course. There is nothing we can't do. If we work hard, there will be no problem. Night Sorrow nodded. Night Sorrow, your brother's cultivation speed is undeniable. They are the best in the celestial realm, Lin Piaomiao said. In the celestial realm, it was rare to have the cultivation of a holy king and king at such a young age. Their potential is not lower than anyone else's. They will be key figures in any force, Night Sorrow said. You're the merit emperor. Although they don't have any merit, they're blessed with good fortune. This is something that even the descendants of some races in the celestial realm can't compare to. Lin Piaomiao explained the situation of the members of the god-slaying team. It was Brother Shirsan who gave us unlimited resources and the best conditions for cultivation. The road is paved. We are only responsible for walking it, Qin Jin said. Night Sorrow, since you've opened the path, those who walk behind you won't be able to walk ahead of you. However, their speed is definitely fast. As long as they can keep up, they'll definitely succeed. Also, that elder from the Ice Phoenix race said that your 9 regions world is very special. Otherwise, why would the various divine beast races be willing to send their descendants there? It's just that I don't know about these things, Lin Piaomiao said. Brothers, stay alive. As long as you keep striving, you will be able to carve out a path. Night Sorrow waved his arm at the members of the god-slaying team. Captain, go and do your work. I'll take good care of our brothers, Liang Yu said to Night Sorrow. All right. Remember, if anyone doesn't want to follow us, kill them. If there's any problem, come back and find me, Night Sorrow said to Liang Yu. Liang Yu brought his men and the escort Lin Piaomiao caught, Lin Qixing, and left. Night Sorrow then returned to the Clear Sky Pagoda to cultivate. Tianhuang City was peaceful now. If Li Zongyuan's group didn't split up, Night Sorrow and the others wouldn't have a chance to kill them. Mo Lu came again. Night Sorrow and the other 3 went up to the city gate tower. Mo Lu threw the storage ring to Night Sorrow. This time, Mo Lu doubled the resources, 20 million Saint Spirit stones, a bottle of Saint Spirit liquid, and 2 pieces of meteorite iron. Your demon-winged clan isn't good enough. 20 million Saint Spirit stones is passable. Other than this, it's just scrap metal. Great Elder of the demon-winged clan, if you aren't sincere, then I won't play with you anymore. Tianhuang City's environment isn't good. I plan to return to the celestial realm to cultivate, Night Sorrow said as he put away the storage ring. Yishang, this is just a show of sincerity. I've already taken out a lot. It's not like I don't have anything good that you want. Let's talk. Mo Lu narrowed his eyes at Yishang. If he could, he wanted to punch Night Sorrow's smiling face into pieces. However, he couldn't get angry because Mo Tianji's body was too important. If she recovered, she would be the top fighting force of the demon-winged clan. She could even change the direction of the war between the demon-winged clan and the human race. Have you thought about it? Your demon-winged clan sent 5 monarchs to kill me, an emperor. If I can't let this matter pass, why should I talk to you? 30 million Saint Spirit stones and 50 kilograms of Ash God stone. I'll talk with you. Night Sorrow stated his price. In your dreams. Mo Lu roared. All right. You think I'm dreaming? I won't send you off. Night Sorrow flashed and left the city gate tower. Pu Luo waved the golden brick at Mo Lu clenching teeth, the great demon king, and Lin Piaomiao followed Night Sorrow down the city gate tower. Then, they went to Night Sorrow's yard. Night Sorrow's yard had been renovated. Lin Piaomiao helped with the decorations. It was quite elegant. Night Sorrow, why do you want the Ash God Stone? That thing is the lifeblood of the demon-winged clan. However, you've succeeded. You have to give me some, the great demon king said. You cultivate the power of destruction. Night Sorrow also needs to cultivate the power of destruction. You want to rob? You want to rob your own people? Lin Piaomiao looked at the great demon king with dissatisfaction. 50 kilograms. I only want 5 kilograms. I'll use other things to exchange for it. I just want to feel if the Ash God Stone can bring about a breakthrough. How can this be considered robbery? The great demon king's gaze was fixed on Night Sorrow. Original version _J first release. Alright, let's see if the demon-winged clan will compromise or not. If it's too little, they will compromise, but I think it's meaningless. Let's make them bleed. This might be the last time. If they bring it over and I don't talk about it, they won't give us any more resources, Night Sorrow said. That's true. But you're too ruthless. The Ash God Stone doesn't mean much to us humans, unless we cultivate the power of destruction. However, that's not the case for the demon-winged clan. That's their lifeblood. They can't cultivate without the Ash God Stone. Moreover, the production of the Ash God Stone is extremely low. They can only produce 1 kilogram every million years. They don't even have enough for themselves. You want 100 kilograms, which is the production of 100 million years. I'm afraid they can't take it out. After all, they don't have to worry about it. That's right. We're natural enemies. I almost died in their hands. Besides, I have the initiative. They don't have to talk about it. Night Sorrow didn't really care. It was an external benefit. It would be best if they had it, but it didn't matter if they didn't. Besides, he felt that the demon-winged clan would compromise. After all, Mo Tianji was an expert of the tribulation of the 7 emperors. Her status and position in the demon-winged clan was extremely high. Ha! That Mo Lu didn't leave immediately. That means there's still room for negotiation. Let's wait. Mo Tianji's body is in your hands anyway, Pu Luo said. Chapter 1757. You want to talk about blasphemy? Lin Piaomiao looked at Night Sorrow. Yes, they dare not give me 50 kilograms of Ash God Stone. This matter will not end so easily, Night Sorrow said. Update latest/update KNA, U1. They have no choice but to accept it. Pu Luo said. Mo Lu left. He was furious. He had visited twice in a row and didn't even get a chance to talk. 50 kilograms of divine ash stone would damage the vitality of the Demon Wing clan, because it was a product of 100 million years. Although the Demon Wing clan had existed for countless years and had a stockpile of divine ash stone, the Demon Wing clan consumed it every year. Even if they controlled their usage, there was only a stockpile of 50 kilograms. This stockpile was prepared for the inner clan geniuses. Only geniuses with resources would have the opportunity to rise quickly. Now that Night Sorrow asked for 50 kilograms, it was like draining the blood of the Demon Wings race. Disagree. Mo Lu couldn't make such a decision. First of all, he had to carry out Mo Tianji's orders because of his identity and status. Also, looking at the big picture, Mo Tianji was an essential expert of the Demon Wing clan. The strength of the current cultivators was completely different from that of a few eras ago. However, Mo Lu also had his misgivings. He wondered if taking out 50 kilograms of ash divine stone would have any effect. This was because this was the right to negotiate. It was hard to say if they would be able to reach a conclusion in the end because Yi Sorrow was too evil. Returned to the Demon Wing's imperial city, Mo Lu went to the sacrificial tower and stood in front of Mo Tianji's statue. The result. Mo Tianji's voice came out. She only said 2 words. My lord, his request is very high. Mo Lu bowed and said. I don't care. You can't lose your body. Mo Tianji didn't ask for details and directly stated her request. Mo Lu bowed and left the sacrificial tower. He wanted to talk to Mo Tianji, but she didn't let him. After thinking for a while, Mo Lu prepared 2 storage rings. One of them contained the Holy Spirit stones and 10 kilograms of ash divine stones. The other storage ring contained 80 kilograms of ash divine stones. He planned to keep some backup plans and see if 10 kilograms of ash divine stones would work. However, Mo Lu didn't move immediately. If he moved too quickly, it meant that he was in a hurry and that the Demon Wings race had a lot of ash god stone. After a month, Mo Lu finally arrived outside the heavenly wasteland city. Night Sorrow and the other 3 appeared at the top of the city gate. After looking at the demon tower, Night Sorrow asked, Have you brought the item? Our Demon Wing clan's production of ash god stone is very low, and we have a fixed consumption every year. So, we only have 20 pounds, Mo Lu said. 10 Jean. You can go back now. I can find an expert to refine Mo Tianji's body into a puppet. Even if I sell it to the aboriginals as a plaything, I won't give it to you. If you don't want to talk, then don't talk. Take back the 10 Jean of divine ash stone. Night Sorrow roared at Mo Lu, No. I'll give it to you, but I have a condition. No matter what the outcome of the discussion is, you can't desecrate that body. When Mo Lu saw that Night Sorrow was about to leave, he immediately waved his hand. The message from Night Sorrow's words was what he was most afraid of. Once her body was violated, Mo Tianji would be finished. Mo Tianji was related to the cultivation civilization of the Demon Wing race. She could even be said to represent the fate of the Demon Wing race. You're still talking to me about this now. You're worried about the resources, but I'm not. If you don't want to talk, I won't talk either. Night Sorrow said to Mo Lu, Fine. I'll talk to you. Mo Lu gritted his teeth and threw 2 storage rings to Night Sorrow. After checking them, Night Sorrow kept the storage rings. Now, we can talk about how we can return that body to our Demon Wing race. That's the body of our ancestor. We can't let it wander outside, Mo Lu said. Mo Tianji is an expert of your Demon Wing race. If I give you the body, she'll come and kill us humans. Night Sorrow looked at Mo Lu and said, "You can state the price. Even if our demon wing race doesn't have it, we'll find a way to gather it for you," Mo Lu said. "I won't give you Mo Tianji's body." Night Sorrow wasn't afraid of Mo Lu's anger. He had already gotten the resources. Whether Mo Lu turned hostile or not, he wouldn't get any more benefits. "You're shameless. I've given you so many resources, and this is the only reply you can give me." Mo Lu's eyes were bloodshot. He was on the verge of going berserk. "Our races are enemies. I'm not going overboard. When I was in Tianhuang Mountain, didn't you try to kill me by hook or by crook?" Night Sorrow rebutted Mo Lu, "Fine. I'll trade these resources for a promise from you. Can you not give the body to others?" Mo Lu knew that he couldn't get Mo Tianji's body back. Night Sorrow was considering the overall situation of the human race. "I can do that. Give me 10 more cloud dragon fruits." "I won't give Mo Tianji's body to anyone," Night Sorrow said. "Deal. I'll send it to you in 5 days." Mo Lu let out a sigh of relief and turned to leave. Is he stupid? 50 kilograms of ashen god stone for Mo Tianji's body. Did you see that? Why did he take the cloud dragon fruits? Great Demon King was confused. He's not stupid. He thinks that Night Sorrow can't do anything to Mo Tianji's body. He's worried about the experts of the human race. Pu Luo said. "I see. Actually, I don't plan on giving Mo Tianji's body to others. Ha! Let's go and celebrate." Night Sorrow was happy. He had extorted the demon-winged clan several times. He had gotten 60 million Saint Spirit stones and some top-quality resources. These were all very difficult to accumulate. Pu Luo and Great Demon King were also very excited. They felt good about being blackmailed. After drinking 2 jars of wine, Night Sorrow gave Great Demon King 5 kilograms of ashen god stone. "Pu Luo, Sister Xian, do you want it?" "No, our attributes don't match." Pu Luo shook his head. Lin Piaomiao didn't want it either. She didn't need the ashen god stone. Ashen god stone could only be used by those who cultivated the destruction attribute. It was useless to others. "I won't take advantage of you. When we go back, I'll find you some resources suitable for you," Great Demon King said. "Forget it. It's boring to divide it so clearly. Don't reject this. He'll send me another 10 in a few days." Night Sorrow took out the cloud dragon fruits and gave one to each of them. This time, Great Demon King and Pu Luo didn't reject it because Mo Lu would send more. This is so comfortable. This is life. Pu Luo was very excited. "I still want to mess with Li Zongyuan, but this guy is a coward. It's not easy to do it." Great Demon King said. "Think of something. After you took his armor, he found someone to make a Vajra battle armor at a high price. That suits me best," Pu Luo said. He liked Li Zongyuan's new armor. He didn't use any weapons, only his iron fists. He cultivated the Vajra battle technique. "We have to think of something. I've got it. I'll send my men to attack his territory. He won't go back. We'll go back and mess with him." Great Demon King came up with an idea. Chapter 1758. The elders and commanders of the Heavenly Barren City were almost all leaders of the forces in the Celestial Realm. Other than the forces in the Celestial Realm, the Great Demon King also had the support of another realm. Therefore, he could afford to have a war of forces. "Great Demon King, let's not rush. Let's wait and see. They can't keep doing this. It's embarrassing," Pu Luo said. "Yes, if we start a war of forces, things will get out of hand. It's not good for our reputation. Let's wait and see." There will be plenty of opportunities. You two are also clones. While the original body cultivates, the clones will fight with them, Lin Piamio said. Lin Piamio didn't want Night Sorrow's merit and luck to be hurt because of a war of forces. Then we'll listen to you. However, our team needs to be strong. The celestial realm needs a black brick. Since we can't kill them, we'll just use a black brick. The great demon king looked at Night Sorrow and said. That's a good idea. We should form a team and do it together. The Grand Elder and the 7 elders also have to look at the big picture. They can't punish us, Lin Piamio said. That's a good idea. Ruisi and Yuju met me 2 days ago. They said I had something good to tell them, Pu Luo said. These two will do. If we want to do it, our partners must have good character and strength. Just one of them is enough. The great demon king pointed at Night Sorrow because Night Sorrow's cultivation was the lowest. You despise me. And you despise me. Then spit out my ash god stone. Night Sorrow stared at the great demon king. Are you a dog? You're turning against me just like that. The great demon king rubbed his nose. The boat of friendship capsizes just like that. Pu Luo straightened his body and looked at Night Sorrow and the great demon king. No, how can I lower myself to his level, the great demon king said. All right. You win. Night Sorrow shrugged. He knew that the great demon king was joking, and so did Pu Luo. They were just looking for fun. Let's make a batch of bricks. In the future, we'll give each of those who have a sense of justice and can afford to play with them. Who should we target? Night Sorrow is the best choice, Pu Luo said. Alright, you guys decide who you want. I'm only in charge of making a move. The great demon king nodded. Without a chance to attack Li Zongyuan and the rest, Night Sorrow rested in his courtyard. Lin Piamiao also stayed in Night Sorrow's courtyard. Night Sorrow's courtyard was very lively. People often came to visit. Needless to say, the great demon king and Pu Luo would spend most of their time in Night Sorrow's courtyard. Pu Luo was very talented. Nobody knew where he got his hands on the Tao Te Ching. He took a carving knife and started to carve on his golden brick. Misty, what is this guy doing? Rain Bamboo, who had just joined the group, asked. Forging the human emperor's seal. Lin Piamio said. Pu Luo, mine must be done too. The great demon king slammed the brick on the table in front of Pu Luo. Puff! Pu Luo, who had been concentrating, suddenly shook his hand. The carving knife slipped and stabbed his hand. Blood came out immediately. In order to improve his senses, Pu Luo didn't have any energy to protect his body. Naturally, he bled. Pu Luo looked at the great demon king with fire in his eyes. You made a mistake. It doesn't matter. Let's continue. The great demon king smiled at Pu Luo. Don't come near me for 3 days. Otherwise, don't ask me to do this for you. After staring at the great demon king for a while, Pu Luo realized that he couldn't do anything to the great demon king. He didn't know how to scold him and he couldn't hit him. All right. The great demon king looked at Pu Luo's healed hand, which was still bleeding. He took a few steps back. Pu Luo, will this work? Rain Bamboo, who had a good relationship with Pu Luo, asked. I don't know. But it should look good. At least it will show patterns on someone's face. Rolling up his sleeves, Pu Luo took the carving knife and continued carving under the brick. You're really talented. Night Sorrow was impressed. Now he understood that no matter what status one had, one's inner world was different. Pu Luo's inner world was simple. He just wanted to have fun. Pu Luo was very careful. Even though he knew it was a fake, he still did it carefully. It took him 4 days to carve a Tao Te Ching on the bottom of the brick. Why are you so serious? The great demon king didn't understand why Pu Luo was so serious about carving a word. Although it's fake, it's the Tao Te Ching in my heart. It will accompany me in the future and carry out the justice and morality in my heart, Pu Luo said. There was no smile on his face. He was very solemn. I understand, the great demon king said. At the same time, he put his brick in front of Pu Luo. Let's take a break. I'll help you. Pu Luo nodded. Seeing that Pu Luo and the great demon king were busy, Night Sorrow planned to leave for a while and send some resources back to the Night Moon Villa. The Ash God Stone was only suitable for his real body. I update most, $quick $up*, come back soon. Without you, Tianhuang City will be boring. The great demon king looked at Night Sorrow and said. Okay, I'll come back after I send the resources back. It's too ostentatious to carry a lot of Holy Spirit stones. If I get hit by the black brick, it'll be a big loss, Night Sorrow said. That's impossible. But you're right. We'll wait for you to come back. We still have big things to do. Let's take care of Tianhuang City and then go to the divine capital. That's the fun place, Pu Luo said to Night Sorrow. Then Night Sorrow and Lin Piaomiao left Tianhuang City. Sister Xian Air, where are the Golden Dragon Clan, the Green Rock Clan, the Nine-Tailed Fox Clan, and the Ice Phoenix Clan? Night Sorrow asked while sitting in the teleportation portal. They all have their own clans. They're all small spatial worlds. But they're different from ordinary worlds. Their worlds are all connected to the celestial realm. You can also call them grotto heavens. They're here to take people away. They're probably thinking about their descendants. Let's not be hostile, Lin Piaomiao said. No hostility. As long as they don't hurt my brothers, I'll be grateful, Night Sorrow said. These few clans are allies with us humans. Because the demon-winged clan is too strong, we can't rely on humans alone. A long time ago, we were defeated and the celestial realm was massacred. Later on, the humans rose and led the 100 clans to take back the celestial realm. Many of our ancestors fell in the war, Lin Piaomiao said. The celestial realm has fallen before. Night Sorrow was stunned.